Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Friday night here. We're going to start with a can pop, I suppose. There you go. Bubbly. Starting off some bubbly. Cheers, everybody. Welcome to another Friday night here on Whiskey Wars. Just barely made it. I guess I am probably a minute or two late. I was in the shower literally 5 minutes ago. So if nothing else, at least I'm clean. Yeah, it's been a busy day. Got home late. Been running my butt off ever since I got home, trying to get fed and showered and clean and get the streams ready and all that kind of stuff. Also, you're probably wondering, why is Sean not wearing a button-up shirt or a Western shirt or something? That's because on Mash and Metal tonight, we got a very special night celebrating the absolute legend that is Jimi Hendrix. So yeah, that'll be later tonight. Yeah, Hendrix, huge Hendrix fan. I suppose most of you are. If you're not, you know, what's wrong with you? I don't know. We'll talk Hendrix later, though. For now, we're going to talk whiskey, specifically Corbin Cash, and also Patreon giveaways. So as the banner down there says, patrons, if you want extra entries into the sample giveaway, unfortunately, actually, I need to get this out there. PayPal is not working. We had somebody actually hack into our PayPal account, so we had to kill that account. But Venmo and Cash App are still working if you do want extra entries into the Patreon sample giveaway. So what are we giving away? Well, we're going to give away a sample of this bottle right here, the new Corbin Cash Mash and Journey cast strength single barrel. It's a tasty one, let me tell you. Had a little bit of a sip, so not a true opening tonight, but had a little bit of a sip of that. And then also, I'm going to leave it up to whoever wins. You can either have a sample of the Balcones Rye, which, of course, won our rye bracket battle, or the Still Austin Cast Strength Rye, or regular Still Austin, whichever one of those three you would like. So that'll be sample number 2, one of those 3 ryes. Then I want you guys to broaden your horizons a little, so I'm going to give out a sample of this bottle right here, which is the Balcones Peated Single Malt. And if you don't like peated, we'll get you something else. Although I really think you guys should try it. It's absolutely phenomenal. I think it's a fantastic bottle. One of my favorite of the year. Also, what will be in there is a sample of this, which is their Balcones Blue Corn Bourbon, finished in Cabernet barrels. Again, all 3 of these probably going to be in my Whiskey of the Year list. But then some stuff that you guys probably are more excited about. I'm also going to throw in a sample of B519, the Elijah Craig that I got recently, an old dusty ECBP there. And then I'm also going to throw in another old ECBP, my favorite of all time, the C920. So samples of both of those as well. So yeah, you got 2 ryes, 2 Elijah Craigs, and 2 Balcones. And if you don't want the Balcones, we will get you something else. Say, maybe we can get you some Rebecca Creek. That's a really great bottle. Or maybe some of the Pinhook Still Austin pick, which is also fantastic. Or, one of the Nancy picks, whatever. You know how it is, guys. I'm easy. We'll get you samples of some really cool stuff either way, for sure. So that is what the sample giveaway is tonight, for those of you that are interested in that. And you patrons, if you want extra entries, as the thing down there says, you can, $5 is an extra entry. Yeah, so there you go. Of course, if you don't want extra entries, then it's just based on your Patreon level. So that'll determine your number of entries. But either way, good luck to all you patrons. And as always, thank you guys so much for just being awesome and supporting the channel. It's very much appreciated. You guys are the best. Love y'all. But now let's get into this whiskey thing we do. Jacob, first one checking in. Appreciate you, brother. Cheers, man. Peter White also here. Slapshot in the house as well. John Cran's also here. Good to see all y'all. Sugar Kitty, meow, indeed. Whiskey Uncensored. We see your pee-pee. Indeed. Yeah, if I would have went live like 5 minutes ago, that would have been true. Let's see here. Who else is in the house here? Scrolling, everybody cheersing each other. Good to see. Okay, and I'm caught up immediately. Yeah, they are. They're all tasty. So speaking of tasty, I'm going to start off with some low proof Corbin Cash, just so I don't light up my palate with 136 proof. This thing is nearly hazmat. So I'm going to start with their just 90 proofer, which is also great. And as usual, folks, what do we have in the glass? Let me know. I obviously going to be doing all things Corbin Cash tonight. But what's anybody else got some cool bottles they have picked up this week? Cool finds recently, or just going back to one that maybe you haven't sipped on in a while, whatever the case. I kind of did that earlier this week. I kind of going through budget bottles, hitting up the 101 again, and the Jim Beam single barrel. That's always a good one. Hitting up a variety of benchmarks, the single barrel, the bonded, the full proof. At some point, I need to do a review on this. I think especially if you're into wine finished bourbons. This is a Cabernet finish, which I'm always a sucker for, from Chattanooga. It's like $35, and this is a great little bottle. It's 95 proof. Yeah, I need to do a review on that guy before I kill it. As you can see, I have enjoyed it quite a bit. But yeah, always good to visit the budget offerings. Oh, I need to drop the link. That's why no one's joining. Duh. Although Patreons, the link is on the post from yesterday. But let's see here. Let's get the link out to everybody else. Enough of just me talking. Let's do this thing here. Join the stream. There we go. Get that going and then type some crap. Get out of and the heart's still in the way. Go away. And pin message. All right, fantastic. Early Times Bib, always a good choice. Copper Wolf also in the house, as is Smoking Firewater. Cheers, fellas. Good to see y'all. Sean's new OnlyFans whiskey. There you go. I'm not opposed to drinking whiskey in the shower, so sounds good to me, man. Just not too much, or else then you end up never coming out of the shower. I am on a Provita cigar and Starlight Ambarana cigar batch. Very nice. And we got some folks popping in the back here. We got Z-Man. What's up, brother?
Cheers, brother.
We got John Kranz. Cheers, fellas.
Let me fix the TV shit. This way. There we go.
TV shit, indeed.
Yeah, well, we don't want to publicize. Cheers, John.
Oh, man. Cheers. It's been a minute since I've had this, just the standard 90 proof Corbin Cash rye. That's some good stuff.
What proof is it?
It's just 90. Their standard offering, but that is a tasty rye, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Was that even in our rye bracket battle? I feel like it wasn't. I think because the price point is too high. See, I think that's why. I don't remember why that wasn't in there.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I haven't seen too much of it.
Although I can't imagine it would have made it past the cast strength offerings, but it's good for what it is. It's good for a 90 proof.
Yes, sir.
And John, you're on Early Times Bib, right?
Yep, just poured it. That's my first pour today.
There you go.
I
Shred
thought that, and Shred sent me a picture a couple hours ago that he finally got it out there.
Yeah, he sent me a picture yesterday. That he finally got it. He was going to do a blind yesterday, is what he was saying. I don't know if he did or not, but what about you, Z, man? You got something in the glass there.
I got the same thing as John.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I grabbed this thing yesterday. That's the
which is
Sagamore.
That?
It's the Sagamore Añejo, so it's tequila finished. So it's 98 proof, $35, good price.
There you go.
When I tried it out, it kind of takes the edges off the rye, so it doesn't make it quite so bad. And it's definitely a grab.
Cool, man. Peter White saying a couple of dusty Gotterham and Warts Canadian showed up today. I'm not familiar with those, which is not surprising. 17-year Little Trinity and Elven Souls, both discontinued but found in Alberta. Okay, well, that would make sense why I've never seen them. But cool, man. Sounds good, I guess. 17-year little Trinity. I mean, 17-year anything is always should be good. Art by Sparkles. Here's Sparkles. There's another one of our Patreons there.
Cheers,
Good to see you. And then we got Roscoe Pete Coltrane in the house, and Copper Wolf 87. What's up, brother? Good to see you.
Cheers, Sparkles.
BP C923. I'm gonna every time I see that, I'm just gonna throw it out there again.
Cheers,
If anybody sees an extra, let's say C923, hit me up, please. I will Venmo you, PayPal you. I'll find a way to get you money. Actually, I'm just gonna do this right now since I'm of Bourbon at Gmail. There's my email. If anyone knows where a C923 is, there you go. Please contact me. I'd like to get it sooner rather than later.
Oh, so you don't even have it?
No, Kentucky doesn't get them until like December or January. Even though we freaking make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the A and the B, and that's kind of funny because my store I had B up front, and I pulled the bottle out, and there was an A behind it. And sometimes I'll like reach in the back, and I've grabbed C920s out of there. I was like, yep, mine.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Emanecker in the house. What's up, buddy? Elvin or the number 11, same thing. Oh, did I? Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah. I left an E out. My bad. Cheers, Evan. The doctor in the house always here to correct me.
Yeah.
I just made an 18-bottle ECBP.
Probably private barrel.
Oh, yeah. That's
hell yeah.
That sounds killer, man.
That's why private barrels are rock.
Yeah, I mean, so far outside of C920, I haven't thrown my private, but the private was in my whiskeys of the year last year. That was man.
You haven't thrown your privates where?
Wherever I can fit them usually.
But it's so tasty.
Oh, Frankie.
Oh wow, that is an old distillery for sure. Gotterham and Wards Distillery started up in 1869. Sounds like a great year to me. Oh, there you go. I probably need to get on more things and communicate with humans. I kind of just do this and nothing else outside of Patreon. But
I communicate enough at work, so when I come on here, this is it. I'm done. Yeah.
Same here in Western Kentucky. We won't see it for a while. Did pick up an EOSO. Oh, awesome, man. I'm after some of the OEs. If I could say it right, I said it wrong the first time. I think I OESK. I can't remember. I can never remember the recipe that I like. One of those. One of the non-high, the lower rye recipes is what I'm after. I can't remember all the different letter combinations they have.
Yeah, thanks to Discord, I was luckily able to snag a backup of one of my favorite bottles just recently.
Oh, nice. What is the Discord we're referring to?
The chat Discord, the app.
What
all
now?
The channels have their own chat. There's a Discord app.
But I mean, what I'm saying is, what is the name of that Discord channel?
I could probably send you an invite because almost every channel's got one.
Okay, I've probably been invited and just ignored it.
Sure.
Oh,
I'm never on Discord, Harley, of any kind. But I probably should be. Yeah, because
people put stuff out there, and me being a Patreon of more than one channel, I kind of get it all the time. Where look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a messaging app.
Yeah. I mean, I'm familiar with what it is. I just have never used it. I'll tell you about it. I can't say I've never used it. Back in the day when I was really big into gaming, this is like, I don't know, 12, 15 years ago, I was on a Discord for a game I was playing. But Outside of that, and even then, I was barely on it.
Yeah, I get emails. Otherwise, I never look at it.
Yeah, I mean, this is about the most social thing I ever do, and it's only because I'm actually still in my basement.
Yeah, well, but this requires more effort than most people know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we appreciate it, brother.
Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, if it weren't for everybody being at Bourbon on the Banks, I would never go to an event like that ever for any reason. It's just not my thing. I mean, if it weren't for everybody that's going to be there, I could give a crap. So I'm just going for all the people I know. Otherwise, I would never go.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to put yourself out there sometimes. So you know that.
I just don't like being around that many humans at one time. They become problematic.
I walk into work and I got 200 people around me.
Yeah.
So, not my choice.
Emmenecker's ECBP blend here. It averaged 10 years, 8 months, 125.6 proof. Man, he did all the math on this. I expect it's got to mingle for a while before reaching its best currently hot. Yeah, I'd say. I mean, I think the hotness will probably remain true, especially if you got some of those 19s and 20s in there. Those things were hot.
We put up 125.6. So,
well, I mean, they just. I mean, like A120 to me is still one of the hottest whiskey bourbons I've had. Period. Like hotter than Hazmat's. It's just.
No.
It is. I mean, granted, it is high, but it drinks really freaking hot.
Sean, have you had a bunch of benchmarks or no?
But I mean, I have all the whole benchmark line. I don't know what other than that.
So you've tried every benchmark. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. I have the whole line. I like about half of them. I think Top Floor is a waste of time to me. It's just too low proof. The standard offering is good if you got like, $10 and you need to eat and also get wasted. Outside of that, there's really no point in owning it. I have it just because I have too many things. And then, I mean, the ones I like are the single barrel, the bonded, and the full proof. The others are whatever.
I like the bonded, and then my store didn't really have the full proof too much. And yesterday I grabbed a bottle of that, and $20 for a full proof at 125. That's a deal.
Oh yeah, that's I think maybe I think most people know about it, but I'd still say it's an underrated bottle. That is a great bottle.
I think people see it and they just freaking grab it.
Yeah,
I've only had a bottle of single barrel and I loved it.
Yeah, the full proof's either going to be a vanilla, but usually a vanilla bomb, and then that proof just kind of hits you on the back of the palate. It's really good.
Yeah, the single barrel I had was all that cherry profile.
Yeah. Mine's more of a typical bourbon profile, but it's done really nicely. I mean, for it being a budget bottle, I think it's $22, something like that. It's really nice. It's good proof point. What is it, 96, I guess? 95. But yeah, either way. Yeah, I mean, this is my third one of these. I keep buying it at the same store because I know it's the same single barrel. Yeah, that's a great little bottle, man.
Yeah, the Sagamore Anejo rye kind of like bites you at the front of the palate, and then as it goes back, it kind of cuts off the edges, so it's kind of weird to get that mellowing, as you drink it, because most people don't like the rye like that. And this, I've been staring at the shit. It's kind of funny because they had this sitting on a shelf, and it was dusty. I'm like, well, it's not moving. And then I saw, I just show you that. I saw that price tag on it. Yeah, that's like.
One second here. I'm busy drinking things.
I saw the price on that, and I'm like, yeah, that's mine.
I can't make that out, Z. I don't know if it's an angle or what the case, but I can't see the number. I see the tag, but I just read it off to me. No, I can't see it.
$35.99.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, let's see. Actually, gonna have a little bit of the single barrel here while I'm doing low proof stuff.
Have either one of you seen Sagamore Double Rye in a while?
Double rye? Or
Double oak.
oak?
Double Oak. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I got one right there.
I went through a few bottles and now it's just gone. I haven't seen it anywhere.
Yeah, we don't get a ton of Sagamore here in Kentucky, so I only see it occasionally, and only the big stores carry it. So, Peter White, though, still waiting on my Rebecca Creek Spanish oak cask strength and what looks to be an amazing Coela 12-year sherry cask independent bottle. Oh, awesome, man.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, so he does have the A120 in there, which is, it's hot. It's hot.
I got a B520 and a C920 in the bar that are bunkered, and unless it's a special occasion, I'm not opening them.
Cheers to you, great Scott. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Computer.
Okay, I'm thinking actual brands. I've been thinking, well, what was that referring to? I feel like we were talking about something. Probably. My brain is cooked. You know, it wasn't terribly hot today. We were working on a deck, though, so it was hotter than I'd like. OJ for hire in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Baller also here. What's up? Good to see you as well. If you're just like Sean and hate being around a crowd of humans, then consider exactly. Yeah, you can communicate with me on the internet, which is way better because you can do it in the private of your own home on your couch in air conditioning, drinking whatever whiskey you want. With no body odors or people wearing pajamas outside, which should be shot. Anyway, yeah, there's all kinds of things that you don't have to deal with. No, I say that because we were at the Chinese place here in town yesterday, and a group of young people came in all wearing pajamas, and none of the pajamas were clean. So I don't know. It's been laundry day for many, many, many days, and the laundry is not getting done. Nor is the shower working apparently either, because the smell was awful. And I was like, oh well, okay, this is pleasant. This is ruining my food experience tremendously. Thank you guys for coming in here and ruining everyone's lives. First off, we had to see you, and then we had to smell you. So, yeah.
That's always a problem.
Yeah, so humans, man. I like a select few of them, you guys being amongst that group, and then for the most part, not so much. But yeah, exactly. What Joe said. Peter, being around people, just hang out on here. It's better.
Sagamore Double Oak today on clearance. What was the price? What is a clearance price in that bottle?
There you go. And as Lee's pointing out, you can go with no pants, which is the best. I'm wearing pants because I'll probably have to stand up at some point.
No, we all get dressed. I get dressed. I put on a shirt. Everything. I got pants.
Yeah, I have shorts on, which is more than I was wearing, 20 minutes ago. Yeah. So
it's all the blinds are closed in my house. It's dark.
Yeah, I've got basketball shorts on every time I'm on stream, but it makes it easier to go to the bathroom, actually.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
Quick and easy, man.
Instead of wearing your cargo shorts and you got to undo a belt and everything else, when you've had a few pours, you go for convenience.
John, there was a video online where two girls were talking about guys on cargo shorts, and they were talking about how it's not a really good thing to be doing. But I like the pockets, and I go to work and I wear cargo pants. And my girl doesn't complain about cargo shorts. So I'm like, what's the big deal?
Well, I don't hardly ever wear shorts in public, period. I usually wear jeans. So I wear jeans almost all the time. Even when it's probably too hot to be wearing jeans, I just like wearing jeans.
I'm one of those warm-blooded people, so if I'm not at work wearing dress pants, it's shorts and flip-flops as long as I can during the summer.
Well, I mean, when I'm at home, I wear shorts, but like in public, I always wear jeans. I don't know. I mean, I'm also hot almost always. I'm hot right now. I have the AC on, the fan blowing on me. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. The hat's probably not helping, but
I have to wear a hat just because I have one of those old desk lamps here. And it goes right in your eye, and about halfway through a stream, you're half blind. So that's why I'm always wearing a hat.
Yeah. Well, I
Daylight,
gotta
I'm
shut
not
off
wearing a
my,
hat, but nighttime, I need one.
I have to shut off all my fans because they interfere with my microphones. And what's scary is I can pull this thing down and nobody has a problem with it. But when it disappears, oh, doza, yeah, well, it is what it is.
There you go.
That's a microphone.
Well, this is great news. Jacob has found a weeder that he doesn't hate. 1792 sweet wheat. I've never even seen that bottle, Jacob.
Me either.
I mean, I assume it's cool. I've never heard anyone really rave about it. They're always just like, yeah, it's good. So I've never really
had
sought it
fours
out.
at a friend's house, but I've never bought one. I've never seen it on the shelf.
Also got Paul in the house and Sugar Kitty.
Hey, Paul.
Thanks for sharing. You're welcome. Sugar Kitty. Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those guys. I'll go shirtless before I wear pajamas in public or whatever.
We could do a shirtless stream if you want.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah.
Feel like the viewership will probably drop off, but
a haircut today.
There you go.
This is a prison haircut, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm dealing. That's why I go to work. I deal with 200 people. So, but guy there cut my hair, did a nice job on it. I don't care. Just cut it.
Nice, great shot. Yeah, always good.
Nice, Mark.
Blouses versus skirts. Man, I forgot how good this freaking single barrel is for $22. Yeah, man. For folks that have the benchmark line in your area, you should seek out the single barrels, man. They're good stuff.
Yeah, single barrels. I like the bottle and bond. And if you want a quick high proof, 125 proof, take the full proof.
There you go. Got something going on in my nose here. High and tight. For sure, Peter. Yeah, I used to keep my hair that way, but my wife likes my hair longer, so I got this thing going here.
Yeah, well, mine likes mine long too, but it's summer now, so.
But the sides are definitely tight. The sides are about, I don't know, quarter inch, something like that. But I got probably 4 or 5 inches on top. Sweet wheat tastes like dirt in a glass. Fantastic. Sounds delicious.
Oh yeah.
And I know Joe has it. He's not just making stuff up. So
and that's a man that's got $40 whiskey all on the shelves. $40 whiskey.
That's right. Nothing above $40.
Yeah. For all those freaking haters out there. Oh my God! Look at this collection. Sorry.
That's awesome.
That's truly evil, Lee. I would be that guy. I would be the guy to spike it on the floor. That's one of my unicorns right there. I would love to have that bottle. That bottle, it's one of those I'm a Heaven Hill whore anyway, so I would love to have the 17.
And it's kind of and I don't know about you, Sean, but when my store they redid the shelves, so all the good shit, they got the 4 gates up top, so their prices are marked. There was a stag up there, no price. Blanton's, no price. And then somebody was asking about the double barreled or double oaked Jack Daniels. There's no prices on any of it. And if you can't afford it, don't ask.
Yeah, that's we have a lot of those kind of stores around here. If it's behind the counter and there's no price listed, just walk out. Don't even bother asking.
It's the same store I grabbed this from. You just got to look for it on the shelf. And then this one here, this is always gone. So I always grab it. I see it, grab it, see it, grab it. And this used to be 37 freaking bucks. Now it's $25. Okay.
Well, that's good because it should be free. Honestly, I would take the single barrel I just had over a regular Buffalo Trace.
You know what I like about it is it's cheap, and it's a $25 tater bottle that a lot of people can't get. And then when you put it in glass, you can smell fruit coming off the glass.
I will give you that. Buffalo
And
Trace has one of the nicest noses of a budget bourbon out
And you
there.
don't smell it on this, but this is the better deal all day, every day.
Oh yeah.
Only because $20 a liter bottle.
Those prices depend on what kind of car you got. Yeah, that's about right, Sugar Kitty. Yeah, for sure. He's driving a Mercedes, so we'll give him a deal. I've never understood that.
I got a couple.
Give the rich guy the deal.
I got two Silverados, so they're doing road construction in my neighborhood. So I got friends going, man, I can't drive through that shit. Well, I can. I don't care what you can't drive through. Go buy a truck. Get your little bullshit Prius off the road.
Lee, I wish that we had more stores like yours around here. We do not. Mm-hmm. All of our stores are owned by a particular kind of individual. That how can I say this where it's PC? English is not their first language, and they're not from this country, and they don't seem to have any qualms about marking things up just absurdly. Maybe you have a store similar to that in your area. You know what I mean? And you know, they're very nice people. I'll give them that. It's just that there seems to be a pattern of behavior here that I notice anytime I walk into an establishment like this that's getting annoying.
The cool stores that know they're getting screwed by distribution will tell you, because like the turkey, was it 13-year that came out a few years ago?
The Russell's 13. Yeah, I haven't yet to see one on the shelf.
Okay. The blue label. They were telling me they had to buy 10 bottles of something to even just get that bottle. And they said, you know what, we're not doing it. And I got a case of Early Times Blacktop, and they asked me, what do you want to give me for it? So I gave him a price, and he goes, all right, you can buy it. So they put it on a box, and I walked out of the store with it. So they do extra shit. And those are the people that'll make you come back again and again. But some of these people, it's like, holy cow.
I got to say, Peter, I mean, I don't know what government control is like up in Canada, but I mean, in control states here, I mean, there's pluses and minuses. The plus is you're not going to get screwed. The downside is it's going to sell out like the day it gets there, which is, I mean, the thing is that's true here too. And if you do see something that you want that's sitting on the shelf, it's there because the price is so insane no one else would pay it. Yes, so, yeah, I don't know what's better, honestly. I mean, like right now, if I had the money, I could have the whole BTAC line. I could have all the Pappies. I could have every Willet Purple Top. I could have, because they're all 5 minutes away from me. But you know, I'm not going to pay $2,500 for a GTS. Like that's just stupid.
You're not going to stop at the bank and get a line of credit and take it over to the store.
Yeah, I'm telling.
Sir, I need to finance this whiskey.
The guy wants $5,500 for a Pappy 23.
Oh my God!
I was like, "Are you out of your damn mind?" Because I've had 23 at a bar one time, and it was good.
Somebody's going to give it to him.
Yeah, somebody will.
And somebody will buy it. That's the scary part. Jesus.
He's a nice enough guy. I mean, all that whole family that owns because they own like 10 stores around here. They're all nice. I mean, they're very nice people. It's just they will not come down on their insane prices. So,
well, they know what they got, so they're going to sell for that price. So
yeah,
and you have to respect that a little bit. Even though
I don't at all. I have no respect for it.
I just know that because I bought batch 16 of Stag Junior 2 years ago. I paid $250 for it, and every time I even on like live streams, I was telling people, were like, "Oh, you paid too much for it." 2 years later, everybody's going, "Man, that was a good deal." Okay, it's still unopened.
Yeah, I mean. What I think is reasonable is, and I understand that getting allocated bottles is a hard thing for a store to work up towards, especially the big bottles like that. I mean, you know, there's a whole system in place, and I mean, Lee could probably explain it much better than I can. But And I get that, that's kind of an accomplishment to get to that tier, I guess you would say, in distribution for a store. But still, I mean, when you're marking it up, what is that? So retail on GTS is what, like 125, I think, something like that. So that is 2,000% markup, right? Am I doing the math right on that? If it's $2,500, that's 2,000% markup. That's insane.
Can I actually ask you a question? Do you actually think it's an accomplishment, or it's just distribution allocation gone wrong?
Well, I mean, it's really the customer's fault. It's us, well, not us, not us, but I mean, it's bourbon drinkers' fault that we ever even started paying that much to begin with. Like,
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I think that the shit goes on the shelf, and these stores are getting the shit to get people.
I had to interrupt. Sorry. Holy shit.
Good with you, brother. Distribution sucks as a whole. I don't like it.
Well, I don't want to say distribution. It's just these stores are finding out what these bottles are going for on secondary, and it's like, no, I want that money.
Yeah, and that's the other problem. So first, it's what Woods is saying here, is that people are willing to pay the stupid prices. Yeah. But then also, like John said, stores know what the secondary is, and it's because of secondary that's the price, because they know if they don't sell it for that, they'll just see their bottle on some secondary site a couple hours later. Somebody will be flipping it for that crazy price.
I was like, I sold them this bottle for $150 and it's going for $1,500. No, that money should be in my pocket.
Yeah, I mean, so you can't really blame the store. I mean, but it's still very frustrating.
If the customer didn't pay that secondary price, this wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, so, I don't get the people that are doing that. But I mean, especially when like this bottle exists. For instance, I mean, now granted, this is a rye, but I would take this rye over any of the Buffalo Trace crazy high-end ryes, Handy or any of those. I've had Handy; it's good. It's a very good rye. It's not as good as this. This stomps the crap out of it, in my opinion. It's not even close. Now, granted, this is picked by Jason and his crew, and they did an excellent job. And it is a monster of a rye. Like, it just kills almost everything. But this was with shipping was like $125, which is not cheap, but it's not, $1,500, $2,500, whatever the hell. Also, cheers, Stacy. Sorry, I'm ranting here, but whiskey prices piss me off.
Let me tell you a backstory thing on Stag Junior Batch 14. 3 years ago, I was on Drizzly. Drizzly.com is a website that sends bottles to your house. They had Batch 14 for $65. I saw the store it was at. It was Saturday morning. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go in there and grab the bottle. So I walked in there and I asked the owner, I'm like, you got this batch? And he goes, yeah. And I said, well, I saw it on your website. My website? I'm like, no, Drizzly. And he goes, well, what do you want? I said, I want to buy the bottle. So he goes in the back, and his dumbass sits there and starts cussing and saying, well, I wanted to sell this online because he gets more money. He marks it up $10, delivery fee, all this bullshit. So I walked out of that store with that bottle, batch 14, for fucking 60. I'm sorry, sorry. I walked out there with batch 14 for $60. And that's when I started to realize, you know what? These retards are sitting there. They know what they're sitting on. They hide it in the back. And it's a store that I frequented a lot. I'm like, really, dude? So I'm done.
Yeah, no, I got you. Cheers, Jim. Cheers, Woods. I don't know if it cheers you. JH. I don't know if it cheers you either, buddy. And Stacy again. I kind of said it quick there. It's good to see you, Stacy, as always.
Yeah. Cheers, Stacy. Yeah, there's a bunch of
BTAC. So that BTAC stands for Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, which is your William LaRue Weller, Thomas H. Handy, of course the king in my mind, the GTS, which is George T. Stagg. What was the other? Of course, there's the Eagle 17, and then what's the other rye?
Saz 18.
Saz 18, yeah.
Yeah, I saw Mad ADHD done a video up, and it was, what was it, ER17 versus the double Eagle Rare, and I'm like, where did you ever find that?
That bottle, that is the fact that bottle even exists is insanity.
And that's the one that's got $2,000 retail, right?
I think it's at least that. Yeah.
Do you guys know what size 18 actually tastes like?
I've had Handy. I've never had the Saz 18.
How was the Handy?
It's good. I mean, it's a really good rye. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit and act like the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection is crap, because it's not. They're all great.
I'd love to try it, but I haven't had a good Handy yet. But...
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, I guess
I was trying to try the stereo, but yeah.
I guess my thing is I mean, WOW and GTS are like two whiskeys that are kind of in like that next realm of things. You know, I mean, I would put this in there, but there's like very few things I've had that are like in that league of whiskeys. Like there's just not a lot of whiskeys that are kind of in competition with that. I mean, like some of the Parker's Heritage, like
the Heavy Char, I had a pour. That man was amazing.
Yeah, that Heavy Char.
The 17 and the 2020 GTS, and they were insane.
So Sean, you got a baby? Do you got a baby Saz back in the bar?
Yeah, and I hate it.
So, hold on, give me 1 second.
And folks, please go sub to Jim and Stacy. There's links. Thank you, Joe, so much for dropping the links, man. Appreciate you, buddy.
Sorry, DayZ. Everybody loves a good Handy, to be fair.
I should send you mine, Z-Man, because I hate it.
It's a shitty bottle, but when you're poor and you want a little something to drink, $30.
Buy Wild Turkey 101 rye. That's what you should do.
Really?
That's named after the cocktail, and there's so many better ryes to make that cocktail with.
Wild Turkey 101 has always been hot garbage.
No. This Z-Man.
No, the 101 rye.
Buy that.
I got one of those, but it's
use this for target practice. Drink this.
Yeah, dude. You know what, Sean? I'm gonna have
that's a shit rye.
I'm gonna have bottles all over the freaking counter.
No, I mean it's for me. For me, Baby Saz is one of the most forgettable ryes I've ever had. There's just nothing about it that excites me or makes me ever want to drink it again.
It starts out as a rye, and it's like, what the hell am I drinking?
And then it just disappears and becomes nothing. Like, oh, now it's water. Fantastic. I thought I was drinking whiskey. That's my fault.
I don't ever serve that to any of my friends. Yeah, you're not drinking that shit.
Now, this, on the other hand, oh my God, I'm very happy I got this.
Yeah.
It's like Coca-Cola and chocolate and caramel. It's not much. There's a little bit of rye spice on the back end, but Jason and the crew did a killer job, man. They picked a hell of a bottle. I will say it's not as bold as I would like, given that I've had a few different of the Corbin Cash offerings. But I think they went with something that probably will appeal to a much larger audience. Like, I'm the psychopath that loves Balcones, so like I want something that's really punchy. But because like the Master Distiller's pick is. It hits you in the face a little more, but I think this is a really good offering, though. I mean, it's excellent. I can't complain. Like I said, I would put up there with some really great whiskeys I've had. People can sell their stuff, whatever price they choose. I can also choose to not. That's it. I don't. There's one store that I shop at locally now because it's the only one that doesn't mark stuff up crazy.
And it's not worth getting bent out of shape. Just go to the other store. Fine.
Yeah. I just stop. I just won't shop there. So like the big local store that has all the stuff that crazy prices. The only time I'll go there is if I can't get like a shelf or bottle at my other local store that I normally shop at because it's a smaller store. but like all my ECBPs, any of the makers releases, the annual releases, all that kind of stuff, I always buy those at the guy that doesn't mark stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very likely. Yeah, JD12 is not the same price as KC12. At least not locally.
Yeah.
In fact, I've never seen a JD12. I've seen the 10 and it was $150, which felt like way too much for a 10-year-old bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a good hand though? It was very good. It was very pleasurable.
Yeah, mine was 300 out here in Arizona.
I mean, I like to think, Roscoe, that tequila and rum and things like that will start becoming a large part of the alcohol market, and hopefully bourbon gets back to somewhat normal sometime in the near future. We'll see what happens.
I'm just hoping with these distilleries like Turkey and Buffalo Trace doubling production that apparently prices.
Yeah,
there's going to bubble that's going to burst at some point.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I get that sentiment, Copper Wolf, paying $800 for a GTS. Like, you wouldn't do it again, but at the same time, it's like, but I still had a GTS, so there's that. Yeah, I mean, I've never seen one. I think the cheapest I've ever seen one was $12.50, and that was probably 3 years ago.
For a what? George C. Stagg?
Yeah, George C. Stagg. Yeah.
Okay.
But that was 3 years ago. They're double that now.
Yeah, mine's like 3,000.
BTAC at a museum near you. Exactly. I love Irish whiskey. There you go. Yeah. Although Stacy will tell you there's some crazy Irish whiskey prices out there as well. Like
the new Redbreast Port is an example of crazy prices.
And what is Redbreast 27 at these days? Like $800-900, something like that.
I've seen them in a store here for $6.
Oh, are they? Okay, well, that's cheap from what I've heard.
But I saw the new Redbreast Port editions out, and they want $200 for it, and it's like, yeah, I'm out.
There was a comment that was made in the whiskey community, and the average drinker put it out, and it was, what does the average drinker of bourbon? What are the mistakes they made? And then Stacy put it in there.
Cheers to you, Mark.
And the one thing that kind of stuck out in my head was people are telling her that when you blend something, you're doing it to hide all the mistakes of the fucking whiskey. And I'm like, really? And then she put in there, there's been a lot of scotches and a lot of Irish whiskey that are out there that are blended. So people need to get a grip on that shit.
Oh, there you go. That sounds like a good one there, JH. Yeah. Smoke wagon malted rye. Although I've heard mixed reviews on that, so I'm curious to see what you think about it. Safeway has a full rack of Saz rye. Not sure if anybody actually buys them. No.
No.
I mean, as long as Wild Turkey 101 rye exists, I will never buy a Saz rye ever again. Actually, Old Forest. Actually, I would take almost every single budget rye I have over Baby Saz. Yeah. Well, I take that back. I would not take Jack Daniel's budget rye, which now that they've done away with, thankfully, because it was awful. Now the Bonded has replaced it, and that's good because it was very bad. Sazerac is the place distillery in LA. The cocktail and bottle are named after the distillery.
So what do you think of the Bonded? Is it worth the $35?
I haven't had it. I don't really have a huge desire to have it. I basically only like Jack Daniel's products at cast strength for the most part. So
yeah. I keep seeing it. It's a pass.
Yeah. Anything that comes in the sexy square bottle, that's a buy for me. But otherwise, I'm not big on Jack.
No, I agree with you. And
it's usually good if it's got a gold label on the front of it.
Yeah.
Yes. I had a Sazerac store pick earlier this year, and it was actually fairly good. Okay, well.
So Sean, what do you think of the triple mash?
Triple mash. Oh, I don't like it. I had to think what that was. I'd almost forgotten it exists because I bought the bottle. I had like 3 pours out of it, and I've never drank it again. And the only reason I had 3 pours is because I wanted to make sure I hated it, and I'm certain that I do.
I had pours of a buddy's bottle, and this is the first time that was full Tennessee because the turtle mash to me was banana dickle.
So what
So it was the worst of Tennessee in a bottle.
Okay. One more question, I promise. What about the bottle and bond?
It's good.
The 100 proof, 700 mil.
Yeah, I got you. I guess I think if I'm buying a bonded product from Brown-Forman that's 100 proof, I'm buying Cooper's Craft all day.
Well, okay, so I can't get Cooper's Craft. I can get bottle bond for $30.
I'd probably buy Old Forester 100 over at the JD Bonded. I like it okay. It's just there's something. It still has a little bit of the JD funk on the back end, and I just hate that note so much.
So
that kind of burnt tire, garden soil, earthy thing that I don't know.
So the 100 is the signature.
Yeah, that's the signature. Yeah. But I mean, I think there's a lot of bottles I'd buy if I had $30 to spend. I'm not reaching for that. It's fine. Like if I was at a friend's house and that's all he had, I'd drink it. It's not bad. It's just that there's a lot of bottles. I won't ever buy another one. I know that. Because the one I have right now is like, I'm trying to see it. It's like 3/4 full. Looks like. Yeah, it's going to be that way for a while.
Yeah, I was buying the bottle and bond.
Well, I mean, what you guys are drinking. That's a much better Brown-Forman product than freaking JD Bonded.
I buy this, and I know
I'd buy this all day.
I know you want to hate on that for $25. Okay.
Well, I mean, my only thing is it's not even the best budget Buffalo Trace bottle.
As we said last week, 90 proof sucked ass.
Exactly.
So you're talking this?
Yeah, if I got $25, I'm buying this. Yeah, all day.
Well, cheers to you, dude.
I mean, this has got to be like my 10th full proof I've been through. Yeah, that bottle freaking kills me.
Go pour it in a glass and I'll drink it with you.
Well, I'm trying to pace myself. I just had 136 proof rye, so
I get it. When you're ready, let me know, and I'll do it with you. That's a good bottle.
The 6 and the 8 year samples that Joe sent me for Carbon Cash single barrels, man, those were just fire.
Yeah,
I wish I could get my hands on those.
Yeah, some of these small distilleries are just a bitch. I want what is it called? It's something Creek.
Hardin's Creek?
Hardin's Creek?
Yeah.
Well, there's Hardin's Creek, there's Rowan's Creek, there's a few creeks. Rebecca's Creek, there's several creeks.
I'll figure it out.
I think Rebecca's Creek is the tastiest of the creeks, but
Hardin's Creek's the old Jim Beam, though.
Yeah. I hear we're supposed to start seeing more of the mid-price Buffalo Trace stuff on the shelves in the next 3 to 5 years. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, Buffalo Trace has been promising for a long time now, so maybe. I mean,
they installed a second same-size column still, so they can put twice as much out. So can Turkey now.
Yeah, that's definitely somebody lost their shit on that one.
Yeah, somebody got fired over that.
Yeah. Whoever was going for that, they're not working at any liquor stores anymore. That's for sure.
This is coming out of your check, son.
Yeah, that store lost money that day. OFRI kills a lot of for sure, absolutely, Peter. Yeah, I mean, 101 rye and Old Forester rye, those are like the kings of the budget ryes to me. And I would say like Rittenhouse would be probably third.
Northwest Bourbon is like Carbon's Cask. Sorry.
What's that?
I'm not reading chat, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Brian Toner, what's up? Cheers, buddy. I think the Alberta Premium cask strength is pretty good. Yeah, man. It's been a long time since I've had one, but from memory, it was very good.
I got to be on the lookout now. Because Dr. Eminecker sent me a sample of the new Rift Multi-Dry, and I am absolutely in love with that stuff.
Yeah, man.
I got to find a bottle.
It's a tasty bottle. That's probably going to end up in Darrell's giveaway thing. That's one of the few bottles I don't have open. That's the main reason. I don't have many bottles that are not open.
Yeah, same here. I think I've only got a couple.
Alberta Premium Rye is fantastic. Square bottles with good handles are perfect as throwing weapons. There you go. I see the Cooper's Craft 100 here. If anyone want me to grab, there you go. So Copperwolf throwing it out there for those of you that can't get Cooper's. Yeah, man, that's my favorite. I did a whole series of videos on it. That's my favorite bottle under $40. That bottle is freaking great.
That bottle's worth $20 shipping easy. I got a bottle.
Yeah. You know, if you what I always do is I get a couple bottles together at once, and then the shipping is still about the same. And that way you're.
Yeah. I do the same.
Especially if you buy scotch from overseas, add a second bottle, and the shipping is pretty much the same, so you're coming out ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've tried to help out a couple of channels, and you're shipping two different things, and it's $20 for each. It's just it gets old.
There you go. Yeah. Easy. Early times bonded. I mean, it's about what it used to be now. The aluminum tops they're basically what it was when Brown Foreman was at the helm. They're pretty close.
Yeah.
I can't find the full proof here lately. Butterscotch Bomb. Yeah, man. I love the full proof. Cooper's Craft is rare I guess it's rare in a lot of states. I guess it's only officially distributed in 15 states, I want to say.
Yeah, well, Han's right, because it's not out here in Arizona. I've never seen Cooper's on any freaking shelf.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had the Dad's Head. I'm trying to think.
I got a blind sample from Pinch Hitter when I battled Shane on Livewire.
Oh, that's
It
cool.
was really good, and it reminded me of the Middle West Pumpernickel, kind of the same profile.
Nice.
So that's really good. That's what I thought it was in the blind.
Actually, I'll pour a little bit of ET Bib with you guys. Boy, that's the last of my good bottle. There we go. Let's pour the Notch bottle. Let's get rid of this bitch.
I pulled out the early times bottle of Bond.
Yeah, this is the bottom end of my second.
I thought you were doing their bottle, but you're
Get down
not.
there.
Hold on. Let me get the small bag.
It's been a long time since I've had this. This thing was awful when I first got it, but it's opened up and gotten better over a couple of years. Jacob, what's up, brother?
Cheers, guys.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Hold on, man. I hear you.
What are you grabbing there?
Oh, I see.
Some E.H. Taylor.
Not C.H. Taylor, brother.
Well,
Drinking this is like saluting the president. Sorry.
There you go. Jacob, what you got in the glass, man?
I got that 1792 sweet wheat.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
man.
man.
What do you
my
think
second pour. Just, I mean, I think it's decent.
that one was like juicy fruit gum all day for me.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
I mean,
comes good.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of sweet fruit, but just a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean that 1792 Barton corn kind of hides the wheat on it, since it's a high corn, low wheat mash bill. I think it's only like 15% wheat or something like that. But I mean, it's definitely the least offensive wheat I've had.
That's good, man. You know, there's hope for Jacob. You might get into weeders someday.
I can tell you, it's better than Pappy. And I know people take offense to that.
There you go.
That's okay. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it's not half bad now after being open for nearly 2 years. That finish is still not great, but it's okay. It's a little nutty. It's a little nutty. The Notch bottle. And Anybody have the 2021 Michter's Toasted Rye? And if so, do you think it drinks hot? I've never had any of the toasted Michter's because they're always marked up way too much in Kentucky. I'm not going to rant about markups again. Dad's hat is in the town my grandmother lived in just before she passed away. That's sad, but also cool. Driftless Glen rye picks from the little I have had is a good rye. I cannot read tonight, apparently. Is as good a rye as there is. There we go.
You got to pour the Nemus pick from Moose.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm working with Moose. We've got to get Peter White a bottle.
Yeah, that's I mean, as you saw, that came in second officially in our rye battle. That is a great rye.
Sparkle, get on there. I was born and raised in Tucson. My daddy was Air Force. Davis Mountain Air Force Base.
Greg is in the house. What's up, brother? Cheers,
hey,
buddy.
Greg.
Good to see you. What do you got in the glass there, Greg, if you are drinking anything? Also, we got Mr. Jake's in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see you as well. And let us know what you're pouring or drinking, whatever the case. And Whiskey Uncensored Ben in the house. What's up? Cheers to you, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Ben is the reason I actually have this bottle, so thank you again, Ben. Yes, so because I'm not a Patreon member of Jason, don't tell anybody. And Ben has not been a huge fan of Corbin Cash. And so he's like, hey, do you want this bottle? I was like, hell yeah. So I got to send Ben a pretty hefty sample of this so he can try it himself. I feel like, Ben, you will probably like this better than the other Corbin Cashes you've had, for what it's worth. I still think it has some of that note that maybe you don't like, but it's not nearly as present as the Master Distiller's pick, that's for sure. Of course, we went over all this last night, but sipping Monks Road 5th District Series that I picked up today. I know one thing, that's a long-ass name. Maybe they need to work on their naming scheme there, but aside from that, sounds good. Easteller always, yeah, for sure, man. Small batch was one of my first bourbons I really fell in love with.
I really like E.H. Taylor small batch.
That used to be with Turkey 101 and E.H. Taylor on my two dailies before E.H. Taylor disappeared off the shelf.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be able to get it for 45 to 50, pretty regular.
It's like $40 here.
Not so much anymore.
That's when Blanton's and Elmer were still on the shelf too.
It's $100 out here.
Well, Bland's hasn't been on the shelf here in a long time. Well, basically since I moved to Kentucky, which was 4.5 years ago now. But yeah, Hanging, have you had any of the Tucson distillery whiskeys? I haven't, but you weren't asking me. Actually gave 80 for the toasted rye. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. I would do that, given that I've never had any of the toasted. Some Blue Label here, such a great pour. Awesome, man.
Nice.
Do you actually think that says Tucson?
Tuscan? Tucson. Tucson. Yeah, okay.
We've gone through this before, I remember.
That's right. If you guys can start spelling your shit right, I'll say it right. Don't spell it Tucson if it's Tucson. That's not how you spell Tucson. Everyone knows that. Well, why is there a C? Why is there a C? There's no C. Doesn't make a. There's so many letters that are wrong in that word for it to be Tucson.
So tell me what DMAFB stands for.
What
Sean?
now?
Tell me what DMAFB stands for.
DMAB? What?
A Alpha Foxtrot Bravo.
Alpha Foxtrot.
DM Delta Mary Alpha Foxtrot Bravo.
I'm missing it here, AZ.
Something Air Force Base, but
yeah, you got it. Davis Mountain Air Force Base.
That's not a word though. That's
you know what? The haters will hit you for it. So let's just tell them all that.
Yes, I'm just saying Tucson is spelled wrong, or I mean it's spelled correctly if you're going to call it Tucson. It's spelled wrong if you're going to call it Tucson. Just like old Humble Distillery. I always give Joe shit because you're not supposed to pronounce the H. Like, well, then why is it there? Just take it out, and then I won't pronounce it.
And he was doing a premiere today, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Because usually he's got the streams where he's like working in the shop and then brewing stuff, and I'm like, all
I haven't seen that guy in a minute, but I've been busy.
He's always doing shorts. I'm always getting notifications.
He did a rant about a week ago about 9/11.
Yeah, if you subscribe to him, you'll get everything. Just laugh at it.
Yeah, Joe is anti any conspiracy theory, basically. So I always like to mess with him for that reason alone, because I'm pretty much pro all conspiracy theories. So, I mean, mainly because of my huge distrust for the government, because I think they're all criminals. But yeah.
Hey, I just had this discussion with my dad this afternoon.
So, Sean, do you think your dog is a spy?
Do I think my dog is a spy?
Yes, sir.
No, my dog is awesome, but I don't. Humans are the problem, not dogs. Dogs are great. Now the cats, I'd watch the cats. The cats are a little suspicious.
I got a conspiracy theory for you guys. I believe that the Earth is flat, but do you know why?
I would love to hear it, Jake, because I've talked to so many flat earthers. Because
it's filled with non-carbonated water. It's flat.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. Prove that. Understand that.
You know, I love it. Lou, if you're here, and I haven't got to you yet, when Lou's on, especially when we're super late on Mash and Metal, he'll start joking around about flat earth stuff. I mean, you know, just watch a solar eclipse and basically you don't, that's all, we're done. The conversation's over. Or not lunar eclipse, I'm sorry, right? Where the thing is where the Earth goes in front of the moon, that's lunar eclipse, right? Yeah, that's the thing I'm thinking about. Solar wouldn't help you at all. Well, it would still sort. I mean, you can see the curvature of the Earth on the sun. Just don't stare at it. Does anyone think that we will get a release of Barton themselves that is as good or better than those? Hard to say. I'm not big on Barton. Like, I've even had some of their higher end stuff, like the Sam Houston.
No.
I think Barton's decent, especially their own stuff. I think they do put out better stuff than some of the other independent bottlers, but that's me. I don't know. I mean, it all depends who's picking barrels and who's blending batches and stuff like that too. You know, I mean,
so I bought a very old Barton at my local Walmart. It was 80 proof, and it was like drinking water that was infused with oak.
Yeah, I would say that some of that stuff does taste just like oak water.
And it was $10 a bottle. So you can consume a whole bottle and appreciate the whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem. You go back to start drinking 80 proof, and there's not going to be anything there.
Yeah.
I had that. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was on a stream somewhere. They're like, well, what do you think of that? I'm like, yeah, it tastes like bourbon. Does it really? Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, 1792 makes my favorite kind of mid-tier single barrel. I think it's better than any Blanton's I've ever had.
Yeah, I would put the single barrel above Blanton's, but
yeah,
like I was doing some blinds or some side by sides, not blinds, with different single barrels, and Wathins beat all of my single barrels out in the same proof category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that one's Heaven Hill distillate anyways. So I mean, there you go.
The Barton single barrel, you mean?
The Wathins single barrel.
Oh, Wathins. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think it's sourced from Heaven Hill. I mean, it has that Heaven Hill profile anyways.
I gotcha. Yeah, then that would make sense. Yeah, it would crush most things.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Jig saying, I've been doing 100 samples today, only a couple bottles left. When I get to 1974 Armagnac, aged 48 years, I'm going to get into that. Well, okay. 100. You mean you've tried 100 samples or you've bottled 100 samples? Either way.
I think he's been pouring.
Probably bottles.
Yeah, he put in the chat earlier that we've got, you and me, Sean, we've got sample packs coming starting Monday.
Oh, did I miss that?
Yeah, he said there were sample packs coming for you and I.
Yeah, so Jigs, I'm Ben's here, so he can we can talk about it. Me and Ben have just had a hard time getting together to do a stream together. We definitely want to. We have your samples still; they're still safe. It's just getting me and Ben on the stream together has been difficult. He's busy and I'm busy, and life is hard. But I'm sure that the whiskey is going to be fantastic once we do get together and do that. And thank you, man, so much. Much appreciated.
Thanks, James.
Killed an EHL barrel proof last Thanksgiving. That I would say so. Yeah. That was the first bottle I think I ever had. This is probably 4 or 5 years ago. The first bottle of bourbon I ever had. All I had is I had a pour at a bar that really wowed me. I was like, "Holy crap! This is what bourbon can be." It was. So that would have been something like the 2017, 2018 batch. That was ridiculous.
This was, 2 years ago, I think. There was a store in Green Bay. I went in for their drawing on a weeknight, and one of the bottles was an E.H. Taylor barrel proof. And the person that won it pulled out a box and poured a sample for everybody that was standing in line waiting at the counter.
Yeah, that's badass. I
and
think
said it's each home with a sample.
That. Yeah,
that's cool, man.
That was just amazing.
Oh.
And it was such good whiskey.
Always.
Damn.
Oh, sweet. Jigs, you got the Corbin Cash pick. When you pop it, man, I want to know what you think about it. I think it's fantastic, but I mean, I love Corbin Cash. So, and you got a non-pick of Corbin Cash 1970. Yeah, so I'd love to hear your comparison on that and see what you think. I would say that this pick is closer to the 1917 than my Master Distiller pick for sure. And it's, I almost feel like the 1917 might be bolder, like more in your face than this. And then the 6 year that I got from Bobby was certainly bolder than this. So I think that Jason and the crew kind of went with, I don't want to say a safe choice, but like a choice that would appeal to a wider audience, I guess is probably the right word.
Sean, I gotta go. I'll be back in a minute.
All right, Z, man. Also, Jig's getting the C923. Awesome, man. Cheers, buddy. Jigs, I know we've talked about it before, but if you happen to see an extra, man, let me know. I will send you the money. And that applies to anybody, actually. I'm just saying.
And I was out on the lookout for the C923 as well. So I went to the local place where I usually get most of my stuff, and he straight up told me he will not get C923 until he sells out of A123 and B523. And there's tons of boxes just sitting on his floor.
I saw a Facebook post today with like 5 cases stacked up with a B batch.
Yeah, I saw that on one of the Discord postings too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably because A batch was kind of whatever, and B batch was also kind of whatever.
I have them both. I think they're both good, but I mean, I like all the Elijah Craig stuff. I mean, they're pretty good. I do want that C923 myself, though. I mean,
yes.
I've been getting all the ECBB patches for probably the past 5 years. So
I mean, yeah, if I can only get 3 bottles a year, those be hard to beat those 3.
Yeah, exactly. I was getting a lot of the Booker stuff, but I decided I was only going to get one Booker's batch a year now. I mean,
when I say whatever, when I say whatever, I mean whatever for Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which is a different tier of whiskey than most things.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's
Heaven Hill for me is on that pedestal. Like I put it above most stuff.
Phil, what's up, man?
I got 5 rows of Heaven Hill products, and I think like 3 rows of everything else. Like, I mean, That's what it is.
I just missed the days when I was getting 13 to 14-year-old Knob Creek picks at $40.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels like the right ratio of Heaven Hill to everything else.
Speaking about new stuff, though, I'm going to grab a new rye that I just got in this week. But I'll be right back. I'm going to turn off my camera.
You're right. Some senator just got arrested today with a house full of car. I mean, that sounds.
He got indicted for corruption. He's from New Jersey too. Go figure.
I mean, I feel like if you raided any senator's house, it would be the same story.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what side you're from.
Yeah, just pick any random senator. There's probably things that you're going to find in that house that you don't want to find, and then he definitely doesn't want you to find, or she.
My dad and I got into this afternoon, and we both agreed. You know something? If there wasn't money for weapons makers to make in Ukraine, we wouldn't be there. This is all about the munitions companies need to make money.
And the freaking what's his name, Zelensky, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That guy's just he's making money hand over fist. Oh, Hard Truth, man.
Yeah, Hard Truth, right.
Which one is it? No, which Hard Truth?
It's just a sweet mash rye.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I guess that's the one that 21090 guys are doing there.
Yeah, they said they were trying to get the sweet rye mash.
Well, I guess actually they have 3 different options.
Do they? Okay. This one's really good, though. It surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah. You mean so they would hate it when people would pronounce the word right? Freaking Tucson and humble.
We got a town up here just north of us that is like that.
There you go. Yeah. I got a couple of those.
Love that tater sticker.
I love the tater stickers.
What was I going to say? Oh, I see him.
All about the D.
There you go. Yeah, I'm just saying, spell things right. No, I'll say them right. I say things the way they're spelled. Sorry. I know it's weird. Although, I gave Mike a bunch of shit about that because what happened Sunday? He said something. He said it the way it was spelled. But that was hilarious, though. Oh, yeah, he said astigmatism, even though you don't pronounce the A.
Oh, astigmatism. That was it.
Yeah, astigmatism.
Yeah, you made a short out of that already.
Yeah, he did. That was great. Ancient alien space hair? What?
Oh.
I don't even... Oh. that guy is hilarious. It took me a second.
Giorgio? Yeah, man.
That dude. Tough. I would love to have him narrate my life. That guy's freaking nuts. You gotta love the hair, though. Hey, AZ Bobby. I'm guessing Bad Axe Bobby. I have always heard the 1792 bonded was solid, but never laid eyes on. Yeah, it's good.
I think it's real decent for the pricing, man. That sweet wheat is really good for the price. I paid $40 for that thing. It's decent for what it is.
I think bonded was like 35 for the bottle of bond.
Yeah, 30.
Very much worth it.
I think probably 39 for the picks.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got single barrel picks around here that are about 40.
Yeah,
and they've been really good.
Foolproof picks I've gotten 2 foolproof picks at $50, and they're pretty good. They do drink hot though, like a lot of people.
Hey Ben, I can swing that. We could do it tomorrow.
Yeah, Jake, that's just what I poured now. A foolproof pick.
Oh yeah, man, I like the foolproof. I like Barton stuff. I mean, even the Sam Houston's and stuff like that. I got the 14-year, 15-year. They came out really decent for me.
Well, I traded Sean a bottle of driftless rye for half a bottle of Calumet 15, and I did enjoy it.
A driftless rye though is something else, man.
Well, I can get those any day.
I know that's where you're at all day, but man, those are good. That's on another.
They know how to do rye.
Yeah, they do, and it's because they use that local rye too from the driftless area. It's just it's different than the other ryes I've had.
Yeah, Jigs, Nash Tucky, they're putting out some good stuff. Ben gave me some Nash Tucky last time we met up, and it was good, man. Yeah, I've had several good Nash Tucky. I don't know if I've ever had a Nash Tucky that wowed me, but every single one has been very good. I also grabbed the regular Merced Ride 2. Was going to try all 3 tomorrow. Oh, there you go. Cool, man. Yeah. I had the standard Merced Ride to start the stream tonight. They're dropping this week in Ohio. Will be in a lot of stores tomorrow. ECBP C923. If you know anyone else in Ohio. Okay, Ohio. Stacy, are you still here?
I was going to say, all those people are going to be in line already.
Stacy, I need to get a hold of Top Shelf. Dustin, who is calling me right now? Interesting. That's something. I got a old work buddy that I haven't talked to in years calling me out of the blue. I almost feel like I should answer it because he never calls.
Answer it and put him on air.
I feel like it's not going to be that kind. I feel like it's not going to be that kind of phone call.
That's what makes it better. It was like when I went to Vegas.
No, I'm not going to get into the history of this, but
it's like when I went to Vegas. So when I went to Vegas the last time, I didn't know about the Uber share thing until I got there, until I actually looked in the app. And I was like, man, I got to find out who is going to jump on this Uber with me. So I picked it on purpose. And I'll tell you, that first ride I got was not disappointing. It was freaking worth it. It was like taxi cab confessions, man.
Now, so Mark, are you saying that A finished first? No, C finished first, right? I don't know, because you said in order. So
it sounds like ABC, like 1, 2, 3. That was
yeah.
Huh.
That seems really strange to me, but okay. But I mean, maybe Clifton has a very different palate than mine. I can't say. Went out searching for C923 yesterday. No luck. And that's for the second time on. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm just going to keep bribing people until someone finds a C923.
Oh, that senator had already been acquitted on bribery charges 5 years ago, and now he's being charged again. Didn't learn his lesson the first time.
Not a full house of gold bars, only 4. There you go. Yeah. I got my C923 Tuesday when the local store did a countertop drop shown on Facebook. Has it. Okay. Wheatley vodka, always a great choice. Wonder if there is much variation between the batches of Hard Truth. Hard to say. Except for your name, Sean. Hey, well, that's it's spelled correctly. It's the only right way to spell Sean, because it's the derivation of John, which is a 4-letter word. So any Sean spelled with 5 letters is incorrect just automatically. Yeah. So
and I'd have to actually, when I say my name is John on the phone, I've got to spell it for him.
Well, that's you're an outlier because. Yes. Usually folks that are John with just Jon are usually actually Jonathan, but you're not.
Yeah, my parents just gave me the Jon.
Says the guy named Sean who spells his name Sean. Yeah. There you go. Sweet wheat stinks. Okay. Ben just throwing that out.
We've got honest reviews from Ben here. Okay.
I like everybody just jumped on the. Hey, I'm gonna keep saying it Tuxton. You guys can call me Scene. I don't give a damn. I was called Scene for like half my life. Rumor has it that the Chesfield Farms Total Wines tries to pawn off on everybody for a hundo is just 1792 bonded. Could be.
They've got so many of their own brands. If you walk in a store, you have no idea what they are.
What are you wearing, Sean? Khakis? What?
It's 3 a.m. What are you wearing, Sean?
Oh, I see. He wanted me to khakis.
Like from Boston? Where'd you put your khakis?
Yeah, that is what it sounds like.
Shit.
We spell so many things stupid, don't we? My buddy in Niagara, New York, has grabbed me a rare character rye Amburana fish store pick that makes my day. Awesome, man. I hope you like it.
Yeah, those Amburana picks are insane. I got a Amburana rye coming. I can't wait till it gets here.
Say Jan, then Sean. Then what the fuck?
Hey, coming up here, I'm a little worried about what happened to Slapshot when you did that.
Oh,
What now?
Phrasing.
Yeah, there you go.
We're not doing phrasing anymore, I guess.
I mean, I guess Mark goes to different kinds of bottle shares than I do. Anyway, I'm going to get some more Corbin Cash here. Yeah. And Ben, I guess you heard me, but yeah, tomorrow works. We'll do Jigs Blind tomorrow.
I've tried the
Oh, so you do a live stream tomorrow night? Cool.
lower proof
Well,
Corbin Cash. I haven't
Ben-
had the.
I guess Ben will
1917
be.
yet.
Okay.
What was that, Jacob? I'm sorry.
I've had the regular Corbin Cash rye. I haven't had the 1917 yet.
It's good stuff, man. Yeah, I'm
I haven't
happy
had
to.
that 17 yet.
I'm happy to see more and more picks coming out from them. That's it's good stuff.
Yeah, they dropped a big pick at one of the major California wine suppliers. So see how that one goes. I think I'll be able to get in touch with that one.
Mark, it's Friday night and we're here. What do you expect?
Yeah, the thing is, Mark, is that implies that my mind is not typically in the gutter. So, yeah, that's just kind of where I dwell at. So, and on that note, I'm facing too much. I'm fading.
Sugar Kitty.
Oh, cheers,
Hi,
Sugar
buddy.
Kitty.
Oh, and don't worry, I'll throw you on the wheel. You were here for most of the thing.
Hopefully, I'll see you with Ken tomorrow sometime.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be up bright and early with Ken while I'm still sleeping till noon because I've been up till 4 a.m. Never mind that. Indeed. Anyway, not sure, Kitty. Good to see you as always.
Night, Kitty.
Again, I haven't even really checked my phone, but all Patreons, if you want extra entries, don't use PayPal. Just throwing it out there, even though it says that, but don't do that because I need to deactivate. Actually, I can't do it now, but ignore the PayPal link is what I'm saying.
Are you just trying to use the Venmo?
Well, only because our PayPal got hacked, which
shit.
I thought was nearly impossible, but somehow somebody did it, and they skipped over using our PayPal and somehow used that to get directly into the bank account that it's linked to. So.
Ooh.
Which was our savings, by the way. So we had to close the savings, move all that money over, shut down our PayPal account. It was a whole thing.
That's not the first time I heard about PayPal being hacked this week. But one of my coworkers had his PayPal hacked, and they got into his checking.
Yeah, so that's fun. I mean, thankfully, they only spent like $80. It could have been a lot worse because there was not just $80 in our savings. So I'm glad that it didn't get more out of control than that. But yeah, either way, that was kind of that was a little scary. So
Yeah, great shot. When was that we talked about a wallet?
Hey guys, I gotta cut out for a sec, but I'll try to jump back on here in a minute.
Hey, Jake.
all right, Jacob. Cheers, buddy. 4 a.m. Great. That's when we start. Yeah, I'll just not sleep. Everybody Sparkles hanging. Oh, you're talking to AC. Okay. I may get into Old Scout Pick. Haven't had it in for. Yeah, there you go. That's always a good one.
Mhm.
At least we're not talking about Wall Dicks. That's right. Yeah. I mean, Shred's not here, so we can't talk about Wall Dicks without Shred. It's kind of his thing. So, dang, I really like. I mean, I will have a PayPal again, Mark, but that's why I couldn't send you the money through PayPal is because I had to just completely get rid of it. So I have to start a new account, and I haven't done that yet. So is just John frozen, or am I frozen?
I went to send you a picture, Sean, on Messenger.
Oh, okay.
It was a metal page I found on Facebook today, and I sent the same picture to Shred earlier.
I thought I was that too, but figured it was just drunk whiskey ordering again. Go figure. It happens to the best of us, chicks.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's just when I'm on StreamYard and I go out, then it freezes me. So I'm using another app.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was me or you. So, man, this Corbin Cash pick though, Jason and the crew, they killed it, man. It's a good one.
That's one I hope at some point they get wider distribution because more people need to try their stuff.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah,
it's so unique.
So
that is
good.
Like these single barrels that Joe sent me. If there was ever a thing as whiskey terroir, that's it.
Yeah. Online banking, who would have thought it would be the ruin? Yeah. So Venmo is actually super easy because I had to use it this week for the first time ever to send money to Ben. So yeah, if you're on there, great shot. I can send you money that way because I have the money. I just I don't know what you are on Venmo. I need
I just used Venmo the other day too, but I make mine private because you get a list of everybody you know what they're doing, and it's just like,
oh yeah, that is kind of
know
weird.
what I'm spending money on.
Yeah, because like I went through because I sent Ben money, and then I saw because then you can see all his friends. And I thought, well, he probably has similar friends to me. So then I just went ahead and friended a bunch of people that I know. That way I can send them money if I need to. But then when you click on them, it just shows all their.
It just shows what everybody's spending. I'm like, I don't care, and I don't want them to know what I'm doing. So I made my private.
Yeah, and also I was like, why would anybody want that shared? Like, why?
Nobody knows what I'm spending money on. Nobody needs. Well,
yeah, and it's like it's a really long history. It's not like this week. It's like forever.
yes.
I was like, okay, well, this is different. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, but Venmo is super easy for anyone that's never used it. It's, I mean, as long as you have the info, which, by the way, of course, mine is linked in the description, so that makes it easy for everybody. I was about to show you guys my Venmo, and I realized it's already there, so I don't have to do that.
Yeah. But there's not that like the fee for using friends and family either.
Yes. Yeah. It's just free all the time. There was some stand-up comedian that was talking about Venmo, and he said, I just thought Venmo was for drugs, and then all these other normal people were using it. I just got your picture here, John. Here, I'll share it with the class.
Isn't that awesome?
Let me brighten my screen here.
That was like some metal page that showed up in my Facebook feed this afternoon.
Honestly, this feels about right.
They called him Fairy King, by the way. Ferry.
There you go. Sailor.
It's like, what's up, sailor?
It's a super gay sailor.
I had to send that to Shred, and he sent me the picture of early times right at the same time.
So that means you can see my OnlyFans purchases. I mean, if you're paying through Venmo, then yes.
Yeah, William, just look on OnlyFans for Sean's Shower Whiskey channel.
Yeah, there you go. It's coming to an OnlyFans near you for sure. Be sure to post your OnlyFans link. Yeah. It's nothing but me and whiskey and assless chaps and Western shirts, unbuttoned always.
Where's David Lee Roth in this whole thing?
Yeah, there you go.
I'm thinking whiskey and assless chaps. David Lee Roth's got to be in there somewhere from the mid '80s, but
David Lee Roth, what a guy. He's one of my least favorite humans. I've never met the guy. I don't know him. I don't like him. Everything I've ever seen from him, I don't enjoy.
There's a picture I saw the other day, and I forgot what song they were singing. I might have been on Twitter, but Dolly Parton came on stage in all leather to sing with Judas Priest.
There you go.
It's like, wow.
Dolly's great. I love
Just
Dolly.
Dolly and Halford together was.
I mean, she's old as hell now, but I mean, back in the day, she could really sing. I mean, she still does pretty well for her age, but
She was on Johnny Carson once, and Johnny Carson said, "I'd give a year's pay to peek underneath that dress."
there you go. Yeah, she was a smoke show back in the day, man.
Yeah.
You still on that sweet weed, Jacob?
Yeah, it's still the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been kind of all over the place tonight as far as pours. I started off with the 1792 sweet wheat. Then I went to the Starlight Bourbon Albarana, and I went back to the 1792 sweet wheat. Now I'm on the Heart Truth sweet mash. So I don't know what I'm going to go to next.
Doesn't an Albarana kind of wreck your palate too?
No, it doesn't, man. I really, yeah, I really like it. It doesn't do that for me.
It's a really good pour. I just can't do more than one or two.
Yeah, I actually poured 2 in a row off of that.
It's like cinnamon coffee cake. That's like breakfast in a glass right there.
Yeah, it is, man. It really is.
Was it the Starlight Cigar Bourbon?
Yeah, it was the Starlight Cigar Bourbon.
Okay, yeah, I have a buddy that's got batch 1 and 2. Those are the ones I've tried.
The one that I got, I don't know how long it was really, but the advertisement on it when I got it said 16 week.
Okay.
It's an 11 week. But
Lady Gaga
seems kind of high age for the Ambarana. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Peter White is just bringing this up to irritate me. Fair point, Peter. That did happen. Although, in fairness, I don't really acknowledge anything that Metallica did after like 92. So, as far as I know, the whole band died after 1992. I don't know what happened after that. They put out 5 great albums, then died. I think that's exactly what happened. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Just never heard from him again. Dolly is only 77. For some reason, I thought she was 10 years older than that, at least.
Yeah, I thought she was a little bit older. I thought she was at least the same age as Willie Nelson. I think Willie's what? 81?
Willie's like 90, though.
Is he?
Yeah,
90?
we were talking about that on Jim's stream last night, as he just went to see him last weekend.
Oh wow! Yeah,
you know,
that's insane.
we've been joking. We've been joking that Keith Richards is going to like outlive everyone. It might be Willie Nelson.
Willie's 10 years older than Keith is.
Yeah,
Willie's on the road. Stones are going back on the road now.
I just saw an interview with them today, the Rolling Stones, about them going back on the road. Yes, a lot of people had a lot of bad things to say, saying that they were synthesized now and all that stuff. And Keith was on there saying, "No, this is really us. This is the real deal."
Hey, they're not Motley Crue, so.
Yeah. Oh man.
This is the thing. I have weird taste in music, but I've never seen the Eagles live, and I really don't care after Glenn Frey passed away. But listening to Sirius XM last weekend, driving in the car, this farewell tour with Vince Gill, they're having Steely Dan open, and I'm like, wait a second. I more really want to buy the ticket just to see Steely Dan live.
I was gonna say, I mean, that's a pretty crazy lineup, man.
I'm a big Steely Dan fan.
Yeah, man. Mark Knopfler, man, that dude can freaking play. Yeah. Or Knopfler, I guess is the correct.
From Dire Straits. Oh man, they could play. Yeah.
Oh, you said Steely Dan. I don't know what.
Yeah, Steely Dan. Yeah.
I don't know why. Anyway.
I love Dire Straits though too.
I don't know why I connected those two things.
I just don't think with the lyrics you could write Money for Nothing today though.
No, you certainly couldn't. Although I love that song.
There's a certain word in that song that,
yeah, the big F word. Yeah.
Yeah.
and he says it like 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, but in fairness though, it was not like out of hate. He was just saying how he was. I assume he's talking about Elton John.
Or Boy George.
Yeah,
that was Boy George's heyday.
Yeah, but did Boy George ever I guess he had his own jet airplane at the time. Could have.
He was big enough. Wham,
You know,
George
you know
Michael.
who I would like to see. You know who I would like to see live is Judas Priest, man. That last album, Firepower, that they did was insane.
For me, it's Maiden. I want to see Maiden.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to see Metallica, but it's just, I don't know. It's.
I saw them on the St. Anger tour, and
yeah.
This may sound sacrilegious, but Godsmack opened it. Godsmack literally blew him off the stage. And I hate to say that, but
I don't have anything to say to that.
just Godsmack was so much better live than Metallica was on that tour.
Well, I don't doubt that.
And we got in trouble because it was a Sunday night in Madison, Wisconsin. We went out after the show to a bar till bar closed. And then we went back to our Sheraton hotel, went up and down 6 floors, and we had a stack of do not disturb keys in our room that big when we checked out in the morning. So we never knew what happened, but a lot of people got woken up in the morning that weren't expecting.
Also, Jigs, I love everything about this story. Meeting Willie Nelson at 6 a.m., buying Fruit Loops. That's fantastic. That feels like the perfect Willie Nelson story. I love everything about that. He's like up all night smoking pot. He's like, I need some Fruit Loops. So he goes and buys some Fruit Loops. And he's Willie freaking Nelson.
Jim was playing the video of the song he was saying last night live was Roll Me Up and Smoke Me When I Die.
That's it. Yeah, I imagine that he's 90 because he's slow smoked his inside. So he's like he's cured it. He's cured himself.
It's preserved him, man. That's
it. He has cured himself just like you do meats.
Right.
Saw the Eagles live in 78. Cool, man.
The Eagles show would be pretty cool.
Yeah, Willie is 90, Keith is 79. Steely Dan used a lot of studio guitar players. Great. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why in my mind. I guess somehow, the steel guitar that's on the front of the Dire Straits CD or album, somehow my
Brothers
mind,
in Arms.
Yeah, somehow my mind put those two things together, and I don't know what happened there. I know that's Dire Straits. Anyway,
that's a great album.
Yeah, it is. That's a great song. I thought someone on the north side of Indy said it was on the shelves last week. Oh, you're having a conversation with somebody else, I suppose. Maiden would work. Yes, they would.
Yes, I do want to see Maiden once.
Saw Priest and Slayer together in the early 90s. Awesome, man.
That would have been one hell of a show to watch.
Yeah.
In the early 90s, especially.
So, yeah, early 90s. That was like right when Painkiller came out. Which is one of my favorite Priest albums.
Weirdest bill I ever
favorite
saw
Priest
was
album is Rock and Roller.
Interesting choice, Jacob.
Weirdest bill I ever saw was Aerosmith live here outdoors. It was a 4th of July show in '93, and Jesse James did something to get Jackal kicked off the tour, so they had Megadeth open.
Well, there you go.
Aerosmith and Megadeth was quite the interesting bill. So yeah,
I would say that's one where I imagine the Megadeth just blew the house out before.
It was awesome, but then it was the 4th of July, so Aerosmith brought their own fireworks because it was an outdoor show.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was a fun time.
Smoke a joint, take a poop, eat some Fruit Loops. There you
That
go.
should be a song lyric, man. That's
right. Feels like the perfect Willie Nelson lyric right there. Willie's the man. The thing is, like, I'm not even big on marijuana. I just like Willie Nelson as a human. I just think he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's seems just really down to earth, man. He's
somebody said, somebody was saying last night that Farm Aid was this weekend too. He's still doing that.
Oh yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
Chet, man. What do I want?
Oh, Chet Atkins. There you go. That guy knew how to play guitar too.
A little bit, yeah.
It's like I grew up watching Hee Haw, and now I find the solo work that Roy Clark did playing guitar. That guy could play too.
I am undecided as to what to pour next. What do you guys drinking? Pick my pour for me.
I need to refill my pour here in a bit, but I'm on the hard truth. But
I'm just finishing a 1792 full proof.
Which actually, I'm probably going to switch
you know
to
what?
Willet right after this, since I had just got that bottle, and it is.
I just haven't pulled the 1792 out in a long time.
Which will it?
I just got that 9-year single barrel. That.
Oh well, I don't have. You're going fancy on me, Jake.
With the high corn mash bill.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really good. It is. It's one of the top ones I got up there right now.
I think one of the best things I've had all year. Whiskey Food Dude sent me a sample of a 6-year-old Kirk single barrel. That's Willet. And it's funky, but it's so good.
You said it has the funk on it. It's probably the higher rye mash bill.
Yeah,
it has that weird
Yeah, it's so good though. I think Sean had that too, right?
What's that?
That old Kirk 6-year-old.
Yes. Holy crap, man.
Yeah, with that, I got a sample of that barrel. Holy shit.
I think I think I got you a sample of one of the high rye single barrels that I got too.
I think you can see there's maybe 2 inches left in there. I'm kind of
here pour that one. I'm going to get my Willet out too. So
no, I'm going to have a little bit of this. I'm kind of saving this for I don't know. I'm just saving.
Marty, cheers, man.
Hey, Marty in the house. Marty, I'm sorry I missed you again this Friday. Yeah. I was rushing to get on my own stream. Welcome to the weekend, folks.
Yeah, I stayed up late last night, so I took a cat nap when I got home from work, so I missed Marty's stream today.
Yeah.
That sucked. I was so worn out.
Wood saying, I regret never getting to see Maiden, but have no interest in attending any big concert. You know, I'm kind of with you, Woods. I got to say, like, I'm not much of a concert goer these days. I don't like, I think we already covered this. I don't like people. I don't like crowds. I don't like drunk people that aren't my friends. Yeah, so there's a whole host of things. I don't like the parking situation at concerts. I don't like $10 beers. There's a lot of things I don't like about concerts, so I don't go. I'd rather just watch. I'm watching you guys on a giant TV downstairs, air conditioning with great lighting and whiskey. I'll just watch a concert down here, and it's better.
Well, we talk about Peter White's talking about rowdy concerts. I've been to a lot of metal concerts. And the rowdiest show I ever went to was a state fair show by Montgomery Gentry when they were in their heyday. Literally was the rowdiest concert I've ever been to.
Yeah.
They were a blast.
What the hell, Mark? I fell asleep. How? How did that even happen? Mark, now I know you're a doctor these days, but were there drugs involved?
That would have been around the Somewhere in Time, and that was one of my favorite albums.
Yeah. Roy Clark might have even been a better banjo player than
Roy Clark could shred, man.
Facts. Biggest party concert. Oh, you already read that, yeah. Have not seen Paul around lately. How is he? Paul Whiskey Food Dude? Which Paul? Paul Biking Bourbon?
Maybe.
Paul?
He was on a stream last weekend.
Biking Bourbon Paul just checked in earlier here.
Yeah.
But
hey,
Paul Whiskey Food Dude, he's always out and about traveling and stuff, man. Yeah, I'm definitely an old man, Jigs. Although, I don't even have any interest in that. If somebody were on my lawn, I wouldn't know because I'm never outside, except for when I'm working. You have to pay me to be outside. Is basically what I'm getting at.
Unless you're smoking some meat.
Yeah, that's about the only exception. And even then, it's just I'm going out to my carport and then right back inside. Hey there, Sparkle.
Chris, hope you're having fun in Colorado.
What's up, Chris? I am just assuming Chris is not confirmed. He's never said yes or no. I'm assuming it's going to be a surprise at the meetup here shortly. He's never confirmed that the bedazzled cowboy hat's coming, but given that he keeps calling these sparkles, I just assume
that's awesome.
I just assume that this is where this is leading. So I imagine there's going to be pictures on Patreon very soon. Let's see, 2 weeks? Not even. Wait, is it next? It's not this coming Saturday, which
2
is
weeks.
tomorrow. Yeah. Something. Soon. It's soon. I know that much. Soon, I will be looking like an idiot wearing a bedazzled cowboy hat at a freaking Kentucky Florida game parking lot. That's what you guys can expect. All right, let me give you a solo here, Jacob. There you go, man. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this one is called Land of Mañana, which means land of tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah. There we
That's
go.
a 9-year.
This one is a 9-year, 126 proof.
Nice.
The high corn mash bill. This one is pretty damn good. I like the other one. I like their high rye. It has that funky taste to it. I recently got swindled by one of those Hearst single barrels because I didn't bother to read the damn back of the label and didn't realize it said it was from MGP.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Whiskey Food Dude has been up to, but I'm sure he's doing cool things.
He was on a stream a few days ago. I talked to him.
Yeah. I know I have a bottle out for him when we meet up at Bourbon on the Banks. Let's see here. Hey, I'm caught up on chat. How about that? Fantastic. Now I can just sit here for a second and not talk. So this is a single barrel. Single barrel? This is a foolproof pick that Ben got me in New York. Pretty good stuff.
I like picks. I like the single barrels. I like the single barrel picks. I have a bottle and bomb pick that's pretty good too.
Oh, it does have a tater sticker. I guess I should share that. There you go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
It's not what it looks like.
Glenn Campbell was a studio musician in LA, played on tons of famous albums before he did his solo career. Yeah. AZ coming with the facts. Man, this thing drinks a little hot though.
Yeah, I think the 1792 full proofs definitely drink a little bit hotter than they should.
I mean, and I'm coming off of 136 proof, and it still drinks hot. This is 11 proof points lower, and I'm still saying that. So, it's good though.
Sorry, AZ, I don't think it's a good thing to be proud of, but if in Wisconsin, if you're arrested for DUI 12 times, you still wouldn't be in jail. It's not a good thing either, but
No.
I think we're the only state that's got a quote-unquote tavern league here. But
Yes. Yeah, I think we were on Dan's stream when we were talking about the Tavern League.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. There's a Tavern League?
I mean,
Yes,
there's that whole thing where it's like drink Wisconsin Blake.
yes, yep. They have their own brandy too, and buy the shirts. And if you ever listen to the Lewis Black YouTube about drinking in Wisconsin, we're professionals.
I follow those guys, You Betcha guys, and those guys are freaking hilarious, man.
Yep. There is a thing that we found out that Wisconsin takes 60% of Corbell's yearly brandy production.
Oh, I believe it. It's like I was looking on a map, like the most bars in liquor stores per capita is in Wisconsin, dude.
Yep. That's just how it is there.
I mean, Jigs, as much as I love your comment, I feel like actually he's really bad at something. And that, because I'm not bragging here, but I have been not sober and drove many, many times, and I have 0 DUI. So I think I'm the winner here. Just saying.
I have 0, and this is why I love Whiskey Tube. I can drink enough of this. I can turn this off, and I can walk 20 feet and go to bed.
That's
There
what
you
I
go.
like about it too, especially living out here in the prairie. Like there ain't nowhere to
I'm
go,
in a
man.
small town here, so yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
there
need
ain't
to be
no.
driving.
Yeah, there ain't nowhere to go here. This is my bar right here
Yeah,
on
and I
Whiskey
can drink
Hills.
more expensive stuff at home. So
Exactly for less.
yes,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I guess that's the downside to Whiskey Tube is it's made me pretty unsocial. Outside of this, like I just like this is my hangout now. I don't go to bars. I never really was big on bars anyway, but
I mean, I spend time with family and friends outside of here, but I do my most 90% of my drinking while I'm on camera here, and that saves me for doing it while I'm out driving.
Yep,
And
me too. I mean, I leave the city because I work in the city, and I leave and I just come home because it's not worth going to drink anywhere else. I usually don't have a driver, and I don't have anyone that really hangs out. So,
and even if I did have a driver, like I know what I have at home. So usually,
yeah, well, that's the whole thing too. Is like
I drink better.
You go to some of these places, and it's outrageous for like for the drinks that they have.
I mean, I can just sit here and drink a 20-year-old bottle of scotch at home and not be paying $25 a pour or whatever.
Yep, exactly.
So maybe this makes me a weird guy. I've been to a strip club one time, hated it, never. Buddies asked me to go dozens of times after that, never went again.
I only went once, and that was when the girl was like, I think I was 19 at the time, where she's like, put the dollar bill in your teeth and put it between my chest. I had more of a chest than she did. I'm like, where the hell am I supposed to put it?
Yeah. What am I putting in between?
Depressing.
I'm sorry. What is the thing I'm putting in between? I don't see.
I'm like, this is depressing. I don't need to do this anymore.
Where's the entry spot? I don't know. Give me a bullseye or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not even my whole thing. It's just like, okay, so if the girls are willing, you don't want them. And then they shouldn't be willing, which then makes the whole thing pointless. I don't understand. We're spending a lot of money to not get laid. Is that what we're doing? This seems like a pointless endeavor. I don't know what we're doing, but it seems like we're just wasting money.
Peter White, I saw on TV that Montreal, they have like prog rock strip clubs. So you pay by the song. So like pay for like a 20 minutes.
There you go. I did not, Chris.
You put on the whole full version of Blinded by the Light.
Or like, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida or whatever.
or the live version of Freebird. Yeah. Did you see? I did not, Chris. Okay, so I'll have to leave a little earlier, but that's fine. I'm by myself, so I can leave as early as I want. People look at you like you're crazy when you explain to them that your drinking buddies are on YouTube. Yeah, they do, and I don't care because they don't understand how amazing this is. Country is better than thrash metal. There, I said it. You're wrong. You're wrong, Mike, but that's okay. You're right about most things, but you're wrong on this one. Now, Mike, as much as he hides it, and he does say things wrong on YouTube sometimes, which I think Mike did that on purpose just because he's smart enough to know it was funny. Mike is actually a very intelligent guy. He just plays dumb on camera. Also, cheers, Lil. Good to see you. I will be actually seeing both of you very soon. 2 weeks, I guess. It's only like 2 weeks. You have never been to a strip bar in Montreal then. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it would not, nothing would change. Again, I don't want to like get into the nitty gritty of it, but if they're willing, I don't want them. And if they're not, then it's pointless. So either way, I don't want to go. Like, cause yeah. I'm trying to not offend people, but if I'm going to hang around women, it's with one goal. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
And I'm married, so I don't need to do any of that anymore. So all of this is just stupid. Yeah. So
cheers to you, Sean, and Whiskey Tube.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is far better than any strip club I've ever been to. Granted, I've only been to one. Don't want to ever go again. But this is still better than any strip club. Broth? No. That's let's throw up in my mouth just saying the word brothel. It's gross. Anyway, I'm not even going to get into the logistics of that train wreck, but
that's all, man. That's all.
Just the
That's
whole
not
thing
good.
that you mentioned logistics, that is hilarious.
but I mean, honestly, just like add up the numbers there, boys.
Oh man.
You're number 23 today. Anyway, I went with a
Anybody
cousin
check
last
the tread depth on the tires? Oh wait,
We didn't stay long. He used
Slicks,
baby
John, they're
girl
slicks.
what?
Great,
was that?
Dick.
I was saying there's no tread, there's slicks.
Yeah.
As Dewey said once, like, is there any tread left on those tires, or at this point, it'd be like throwing a hot dog down a hallway?
Yeah, they're slicks, and they have been worn down to the rim.
They are bald as bald can be.
Just for the record, I haven't been to either in it's a pointless thing. Canadian strip clubs are dirty. A friend told me. Right, for sure. For sure, I see. Tailgate will start early. Hey, that's fine. I'm fine with eating wings at like a very early time.
Well, the Packers play at noon on Sunday. I'll be drinking very early in the morning.
There you go.
Well, tomorrow, right? So Rugby World Cup is going on right now, and I've been getting up super early on Saturdays, except for last week I was out on a deer hunt. But man, it's been a wild World Cup so far. So I'm going for Ireland this year. I know you guys don't talk much about sports, so I'll leave it at that.
Oh, you talked about it. Was it a week or two ago?
Yeah. Yeah, it started. This is going to be week 3. Well, it started week 3 yesterday.
There's been some upsets so far.
Oh, some big upsets.
You say New Zealand lost?
France is dominating people like no other. It is wild, dude.
There you go, Jigs. You people have to realize that I grew up in Houston in the 80s. There you go. Well, hello there.
Brian, cheers, man. What's going on?
How we doing? Good to see you. Wait, is this blanking? I had it, and then it was there. I had a thing, and then Whiskey Tube Brian is not Slapshot, the other Brian. Is that who I'm talking to? Help me out here. You guys are just sitting here silent. And, you know what? Never mind.
See, Brian jumped in, and now Sparkle made a great comment.
Wow, I'm drawing a blank on your channel. If that's the Brian I think you are. Anyway.
I agree.
Oh, this Brian. Okay. You were talking to this Brian. I thought this was Whiskey Musings. This one here. But no. Anyway, Lothrop Stoddard, I guess the third. Either way, cheers, buddy. I think that's your first time here. Good to see you. Brian, what's up, buddy? Been at rehearsal dinner all night. Oh, that's always fun. I just wanted to drop in and say cheers. Finishing up the night with some ECA 120. There you go. Good stuff, man. Rehearsal dinner for who? No, you don't have to answer that. I was in Male Strip Club in DC once on a dare. What an eye opener! I imagine. I mean, I just have to assume that if you're going to be a male stripper, you're probably packing. You're on Jimmy Russell kind of level.
You're gonna put somebody's eye out with that thing. That's all.
Didn't realize there was horses in here. Anyway, is that an elephant? What is happening right now? I may have been that one Roscoe B. Coltrane, but it was many years ago, and I don't remember much of those years. I hear that, Great Shot. There's a large chunk of my life that I have no recollection of. Friends, my wife is officiant. Well, yeah, it's always fun. Rehearsal dinners and weddings and things. Don't spend too much. That's my advice.
Right.
It's
I got
one day.
married once, and that was enough.
Yeah, it's one day, and then you got a whole lot of years after that. So save for those.
Oh my God.
Either packing or lots of socks. There you go.
Well, there's a lot of cold cuts hanging around, but
Yeah. Oh my.
wow.
Good stuff. Yeah. I gotta ask, although you are the only lady in chat as far as I can tell, is this a thing that women enjoy? 'Cause I've been told by many women that they're not really into that. So I'm curious. I mean, because is it as off-putting as strip clubs are to me? Because I think it's kind of like a silly thing, but just curious. You may have seen me play. I played when I was 17 and played there till they closed. It was a fun place. Oh, cool, man.
Nice.
Um,
I'll be right back, gents. I'm just gonna step
Alrighty.
off for a second.
I'm trying to figure out what. I don't know. I'm kind of in an odd mood. Usually, I have no problem just grabbing a new thing. I'm just not really in the mood for anything tonight.
Did Sparkle do that in the strip club? Just grab a new thing? Or...
There you go.
No offense, Sparkle, either. But
There was probably plenty available.
yes.
I'm gonna sip on my bubbly. That's what I'm gonna do. So, John, are you? I know you had talked about it, potentially making it to Bourbon on the Banks. Is that a?
It's going to be by the end of this coming week how work's going to work out. So
I got you.
I will know by at least Thursday next week.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I hope you can make it. I think it's going to be a blast. Like I said, I'm only going for you people. I'm just going for all the people I know.
I've got next week at next Saturday, my buddy's house, local bourbon group. We're having a chili cook-off and bottle share, so I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Nice, man. And yes, Mash Metal is going tonight. So I know I kind of posted late, but this week is the week of the anniversary of Jimi Hendrix's death. So
yeah.
We're celebrating.
That's going to be fun.
Celebrating the GOAT, man.
Well, not Jimi Hendrix's death, but a Hendrix dream. Just
yeah. I mean, that's why I'm wearing my shirt here. I got probably 20 Hendrix shirts, but yeah.
Let me see if I have.
I actually thought about moving my Hendrix poster, which is right over there, over here tonight, but I got lazy and also didn't have time. But yeah, so we're doing all things Hendrix tonight, as well as we'll briefly talk about the anniversary of the release of Peace Sells, but Who's Buying by Megadeth, because that was also this week. And then, of course, we'll do requests as always, and do our normal thing where we usually just spiral out of control and end up watching some kind of crazy nonsense on YouTube. What are you grabbing there, John?
Jig said for you to grab this bottle behind you, and I have a sample from Doc Emmenecker. It's the Driftless Glen Mint Pineapple Mojito.
Oh, okay, there. Yeah, we can do that.
Let me put this 1792 away and grab a clean glad.
Actually, it's been a while since I've had any of this Mash and Journey pick. So yeah, we'll do that. Sounds good, man. I need to put some of these bottles away. They're piling up on my table.
This is another Driftless pick that the good Dr. Emmenecker sent me.
It was interesting, more fun watching. Yeah, I would imagine that's true. So I will agree. I had the same experience, Sparkles. When I was at the strip club, it was more fun watching my friends and like them freaking out like they'd never seen women before than my actual experience of being there. Yeah, because I thought the whole thing was kind of silly. Because I mean, it's like, if you understand what the deal is, that the girls are flirting with you for money, then it's just kind of stupid. So like no matter how much they're flirting with you, like I said, if they are willing, you don't want it, and if they're not willing, which they shouldn't be, then you're just wasting your money. So the whole thing is just like it's a dumb setup for
It's
a dumb
like going
guy.
to a Hooters or a Tilted Kilt. That's all they're.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same deal. It's just that a strip club they're wearing less clothes, but so what?
Yeah.
And I mean, and I guess my personal take is if like that's where you're at, that's what you got to do to see boobs, then I don't know.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way. Anyway, when I don't know what to pour, I always find Basil Hayden's always hits the spot. Speaking of, shout out to the Junkies for what they did this week with doing the 10 most hated pours by Patreons. That was a great video. Yeah, good stuff. And I assume this is the link for Mash and Metal there. Appreciate that, Woods. I can't click it through StreamYard, but I assume that's what that is. But yeah, so we'll be going over there in about a half hour. So thank you, Woods, for throwing out. Yeah, Basil Hayden's. What a joke of a whiskey. Although it did all right. It did all right in their blind, except for the Toasted. The Toasted did terrible. But, Willett Pot still losing horribly, which it should. It's one. I mean, that was when I did my first ever do not buy list. That was the one I probably ranted about the most was Willett Pot still, because it's awful. It's an awful.
My brother who got me into bourbon, that was his, so he gave me one, and I still have most of it yet.
Yep. It's funny because when I tell people that I have a whiskey channel, and usually this comes up because, well, my dad is usually the one that brings it up. I don't hardly ever bring it up because no one understands what that even means. So it's a lot to explain, and I don't really have the patience to do it. So, and also they think when you say you're a YouTuber, it makes you seem like you're famous or important or something, because then they're like, oh, well, you're on YouTube, and I'm like, yeah, it's not like that at all. It's kind of the opposite of that. I make no money. But anyway, and so then they're like, oh, it's either one of two things. They're either like, oh, do you like Bland's, or oh, do you like Willett Pot still? It's one of those two things every single time.
Really?
And because I don't want to just like shit on the thing they love, I'm just like, yeah, they're right. And in reality, I'm like, you should stop drinking those and buy like a whole list of other things. But yeah. But yeah, that's always how it goes. And I get that that's most people's whiskey experiences. They just buy the thing that they've heard one person talk about, and that's as far as they go, and that's fine.
But I mean, my first two were Willett Pot still and Woodford. And then being a history buff, I started digging into history, and then I found a history video of Jimmy Russell in Turkey, and then that was a rabbit hole for me. So I came at it from that angle, not being a bourbon drinker, but like a history, and then that got me into it.
Nice. My first drink, I was pretty young, but it was a Jim Beam and ginger ale.
Okay. Yeah,
it was on a Thanksgiving day. It was funny stuff, but yeah, Jim Beam was my first, like I really delved into the Jim Beam line. That was my go-to stuff. Jim Beam and then Wild Turkey.
So Wild Turkey was my first. I mean, that's back when I was like, well, I can't even say the age I was. Young,
why you mentioned mine.
Younger than you're supposed to be. It's so young that it would be surprising to most people.
Being a drunk in college, number 7 in Mountain Dew, and that was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But we were trying to get drunk, so we didn't care.
So in any case, I was not one of those people that like got scared. I fell in love with whiskey straight almost immediately. And still am. And then I kind of ruined myself on it in my late teens. How old was I then? I guess I was I was like 19. Because that's when I killed a fifth of 101 in a half hour, and don't do that.
William Hall Southern Comfort still makes my stomach wrench at the smell yet. So.
Yeah, it's way too damn
I
sweet.
got violently sick on that stuff once.
Bayou Drams, cheers, man. What's up? I like the name.
This mint pineapple, man, this is good.
What do you got there, John?
The Driftless, it's a Master Journey, the mint pineapple mojito rye.
Oh, nice.
Man, this is good. Yeah, Jake suggested pulling this out.
It is good. I forgot.
I've been kind of stuck on those Zamboranas, man. I can't get from them right now.
Brian, strip clubs are like antique stores. It's nice to look, but you don't want to touch. It also has the added feature of antiques touching you, which you also don't want. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you don't want to touch really at a strip club. You could come away with a whole variety of things.
Cheers, Andrew.
Andrew, what's up, buddy? Cheers, man.
Cheers, Andrew.
That sexy, silky voice. Those guys are funny. Yeah, the Junkies, man. They're good stuff. Yeah, I mean, so Junkies were the first ones that really. I mean, I was already collecting then, but I wasn't real serious about it. So I had maybe 15, 20 bottles. And then I found Junkies because I was watching The Tribe and I was kind of building a small collection. But even back then, like The Tribe was, I mean, they've always kind of been silly. Like they've never been, I don't really consider them like a proper whiskey channel, even though they are. They're more like, they're like the pop culture version of Whiskey Tube.
Did you watch Bart and Scott at all, Scotch Test Dummies?
I know of him. I've watched a couple of his things. Okay. I don't watch him regularly now. But and then I found the Junkies, and I mean, especially back in the day, the Junkies were great. I mean, the Junkies and Jason like really got me into whiskey. I mean, you know, Junkies were also they were funnier, but I loved, and he still does it. Jason still does it. I mean, I modeled my channel after Jason. I've told him this to his face, and that's why when I first started, I was doing a lot more history and stuff. I don't hardly do that now, but I just loved that, like kind of the history portion, and then the nosing, tasting, and then the breakdown afterwards. I love that just kind of sequence of events that he does.
I do like the history parts of things. It's really interesting. A lot of history in whiskey, man, when you put it into perspective.
I mean, I still think that Jason is, I mean, as far as like, if you're doing a serious whiskey review, I think he does it better than anybody else does it. That's just my opinion. Like I don't, I don't support like pushing another channel, but I mean, I think Jason does it the best. I always have. I think he's great. You know, that said, I mean, there's a lot of channels I enjoy watching. I just think that they're more entertainment, I guess, than an actual whiskey review. Hey, Mashville, what's up, Stanley? Cheers, buddy.
Hey, Stanley.
Cheers, Stanley.
Come on now. Basil Hayden's is perfectly fine when you want an overpriced, unnecessarily finished mixer. There you go. Exactly. Yeah. Hey, do you want to drink something that's almost water but not quite water, but it's way more expensive than water? You should drink Basil Hayden's. Yeah. It's like slightly flavored water, kind of like this, that has some alcohol in it, but it's way more expensive than seltzer water. The newer pot still, the ones that are their own stuff, aren't bad. They aren't that good. Okay. The highest of praise right there. They aren't that good, but they're okay.
To be fair.
That's exactly what you want from a $60 whiskey, is to say, it's okay.
Yeah.
So you don't get that? No. So I think my last YouTube check was $10.50 something cents.
Dang, you're going up.
And that was from April to June, I think. The end of June. It was from like mid-April to June something. I made $10 and something. Oh, calm down, YouTube. You're gonna get too rich over here. We're gonna review Willet Pot Still to see if it's as bad as people say. Lauren and I have never had it. It'd probably be better if you just stay that way, Brian, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost said an inappropriate thing. It's good for one specific thing, and that's not drinking. It's good for ramming up a hole you have, and that's about all.
Well, no, the empty bottle actually makes a really good bong, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a whole Reddit channel to that, man.
Yes.
To the Willet glass.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
It's pretty wild.
If you want, you haven't drank Willet Pot Still, look at when Dan used to do that. It's opening bottle chug every Thursday. And look at his facial reaction.
That's great, John. Yeah, so great shot, but a 50 ml and still hasn't finished it after 2 years. That feels about right. Another one thing to understand about Basil Hayden's is that it's made for people who are looking for smooth whiskey that basically drinks like vodka. That's a fact. That is a fact, Woods. It's not for people that want whiskey. That's for sure. Southern Comfort. No. Now, I don't think anything mixes with Southern Comfort. Southern Comfort doesn't mix with Southern Comfort.
I actually can interject on that, Sean. I think it's good, and an American version of a Rusty Nail with Wild Turkey. If you haven't had it yet, I would definitely try it.
I think you would ruin Wild Turkey. That's what I think.
Try it.
Did you ever see Jimmy Russell's got a mint julep recipe on the web? And it's called take this ingredient, this ingredient, this ingredient, throw them all in the trash, and just pour 101.
There you go. That's my kind of. I'm with Jimmy. That's my kind of cocktail right there. I mean, I'm just not a cocktail guy. I know a lot of people are, and I shit on them probably way more than I should. But I just don't like cocktails. Mainly I don't want the sugar. I don't want sugar ruining my bourbon. The thing with Willet Pot Still is that they put different stuff in every year or two. It never. There you go. Never the same stuff. So maybe it's getting better. I have no idea. Woodford was my first bourbon. There you go. Yeah, I mean that's a good place to start. Woodford is good. Like that's a good middle of the road. Like that's like quintessential bourbon notes. Yeah. So I think that's a good. If you're going to be introduced to bourbon, that's not a bad place to start. You want smooth? Get Lefroy. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all. I disagree with that statement very, very strongly.
Speaking about Lefroy, John, I know you're kind of a beer guy. Have you ever had that Golden Drock that's finished in Lefroy barrels?
Which one?
Golden Drock.
I think I've had the standard Golden Rock, but nothing that was finished in Lefroy. No.
So, Jakes, if you mean you're sending me a PX peated. I mean, I would love to try another Lefroy. I hate the 10. The 10 ruins everything it's ever been in. So I didn't even know this. This is a true story. Ask Stacy. She sent me a bunch of samples from what's the well, it's under a mountain of stuff, but it's American distillery that does Irish pot still here in America. I can't think of the name. If Stacy were here, she would. Yeah, there you go. Tell Nua. She sent me a bunch of their stuff, and I love everything that she sent me except for their peated. And I couldn't figure out why, because I love peated Scotch. I've loved every peated Irish I've ever had. And I said, so I was on her stream not too long ago, and I said, Stacey, I don't know why, I just don't like their peated. She's like, well, I mean, a lot of people like it. It's they use Lefroy peat. That's what they're mixing with.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, we have a winner. That's why it sucks. Yeah, I don't know what Lefroy does. It's just, they're not getting it. They're not like every other peated Scotch I've ever had. I loved it. There's something about Lefroy. There's this weird note I cannot. It's
Band-Aids and hate.
Yeah, it's like the JD Funk or I don't know.
Shred calls it the burnt ball here sandwich. Yeah. That's our
it has to do with the way they're burning their peat, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, like I've had stuff that has way higher peat count than that and loved it. So it's not the amount of peat; it's just however they're doing it is not working.
Like I love Kilholman stuff, man. That is my favorite.
Kilholman, yes.
Yeah, that is my favorite Isla. Kilholman is
It's weird that
really awesome.
Ardbeg, Lagavulin, and Lefroy are all next to each other, and they're all different.
Oh yeah,
Their peat profiles are so different.
Yeah, I think it's probably the way they're burning it. You know, they're probably burning it a little longer because it has more of that ashy taste to it. You know, instead of like Ardbeg has that like that barbecue smoke.
Yes.
Yeah, Lagavulin's much sweeter.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So I think you nailed it right there, Jacob. It's like, for me, it's like, so this is a very distinct memory that hopefully no one else here has. But when I was a young punk, we would go buy like the local 7-Elevens and stuff and not steal cigarettes, but take cigarettes that weren't all the way finished out of the ashtrays that were outside of the store, which they were usually wet. So when you smoke a wet cigarette, that has a very distinct taste.
Yep.
And so it's like wet ashtray because it's been soaking with, which is a really gross thing to do. Just by the way, if you don't know, but like, and so it reminds me of that like wet ashtray cigarette. When now that I quit smoking years ago. Now I hate that taste so much. So like it reminds me of that.
Very ashy, very ashy taste. So I think is they're just burning it too long or burning it when it's too wet.
Yeah, I would say a lot of bad memories there. It also, like, if I drink a lot of Southern, because I've had it many times. If I drink a lot of Southern Comfort, I'm going to have a headache the next day for sure, like undoubtedly, because there's so much sugar in it. If you have a sweet tooth, it's for sure. Yeah, I don't know what the sugar count in Southern Comfort is, but it's got to be like a jillion. I don't know, a jillion grams of sugar. The first channels I watched when I started out was Ralphie. Oh yeah, okay. So am I that far behind? I am. Okay. Test it. I've had a few pours. Yeah, I mean, so the tribe is the ones that I guess I have to give them credit for getting me started. I mean, because like Rex, man, he started. It's got to be 8 years ago now. 8 or 9 years ago. Like he was by far one of the first to ever do it.
Yeah, so I was just watching the Vault.
Not Rex. The other guy,
Ralphie.
No, the other part of the tribe.
Okay.
Daniel.
Talking about
Daniel, yeah. Daniel started solo for a long time before Rex came along.
Yeah, I just watched because Daniel used to be with the guy from Bourbon Blog too.
Yeah.
Well, Ralphie's been doing it for a long time too, right? He was one of the first Scotch guys on there.
Which
I think because of Barton Scotch Test Dummies, I got into Roy Aquavitae.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then Barton Scott had Matt from Crusaders on before he even had a channel. Matt was always doing events at his house.
See, Scotch has always been secondary to me because, I mean, I'm a Kentucky boy. I was born here, so, like, bourbon is the thing.
My collection's probably 50-50 bourbon Scotch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not even close for me. It's, like, 99% bourbon and, like, 1% Scotch. I got, let's see, I have...
You got a beer there, and then you got some, too, so...
I have three bottles of Scotch right now. I used to have 4.
How many are needed?
That top shelf up there, that's Scotch and Irish right there. So that's it. So
yeah,
most of my stuff is mixed bourbon, rye, and then the Scotches, and then world whiskey I have on the other shelf up there on the top.
I have like half a dozen bottles Irish right now.
Yeah, I have 3 Irish, and wait a second. Actually, no, I forgot. I actually have 2 other Scotches I forget about because I hate them. Monkey Shoulder and Buchanan.
They're blended Scotch, so it's never...
I have 8 Kilholmans that are all different, and they taste completely different from one another.
You sent me the STR cask, right?
Yeah, the STR cask. That was my favorite Kilholman finish.
I had a friend I did a swap with, and he gave me a single cask Madeira that blew my mind.
That Madeira won one of the top world whiskeys, man.
Yeah, that was
It
insane.
was phenomenal.
Yeah, I love Kilholman though.
Yeah.
They have a Sauterne finish, a couple different ones that I have up there, and the Sauterne finish is excellent
I
too.
had one that I actually got a sample
Here's our
through when I was in Flaviar. And then one of the tasting notes you're gonna get is feta cheese, and I'm like, God damn it, I got it actually. Like the sour feta cheese, and I'm like, what the hell?
Right.
So fun fact, I got not yelled at, but sternly talked to last Saturday? Whenever I was on with Ken. No, it wasn't last Saturday because that was the 24 hours. It was the Saturday before that. I mean, I was let's just face it, I was drunk by 4 p.m.
I think I was drinking with you at that time.
Because I
Weren't
got
you
on,
supposed to be cooking or something?
yeah, I got on with Ken and I started drinking at like noon or 1. And I'd already been now. Granted,
You
I
don't drink all day unless you start in the morning, Sean.
well,
Yes.
that's the thing is that was the morning for me because I was up till like 3 o'clock the night before doing this shit that we're doing right now, and then I woke up at like 11, had some meat because that's all I'm eating now. I had some sausages and some brisket, and then I saw Ken was on. And I was like, F it, let's get on with Ken, and started drinking immediately, and that was at like noon, and I drank till like 4, and I was done. Like I was gone already at like 4.
No, wait, that wasn't Saturday. I jumped on that Sunday and I started drinking during a football game. And I was drinking Bloody Marys all afternoon, and then it was Scotch night on Livewire. And I was done by the time Livewire even started.
Was this last week? I missed all of this?
It would have been 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That would have been the opening week of NFL season. So Packers had a 3:30 game. I was drunk by the time the Packer game was over.
I was supposed to start drinking at 7 a.m. That Saturday because the Irish had their opening game for rugby, but I didn't. I had too many damn chores to do before I was going out hunting. So
yeah. So ASMR, I definitely agree. I think all of those are better. Johnny Drum, Noah's Mill, and Rowan's Creek. Rowan's Creek kills pot still. It's not even close for me. I think Rowan's Creek is the best thing they make of those 4. Yeah, I think it's so far above everything. I mean, Noah's Mill is close, but those 2 are the standouts in that line for me.
I have the Pure Kentucky XO, and my gosh, man, that one is the closest that you could come to those single barrels.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, are you talking about the new
crazily close?
Are you talking about the new one, Jacob, the 107 or the old ones?
The 107. I have the old bottle, so it's a blend of the high grain mash in their high corn mash, but it's the same blends that they use mostly for their single barrels.
And Woods, I have not tried this $90 barbecue Ardbeg.
I heard it was insane. I might have a sample of that, but
I've heard that's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, the barbecue.
Yeah,
nasty taste, sure. Well, hot damn. First girl I ever had.
It's all downhill from there, yeah. But
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't like Pappy to begin with. I mean, it's a high match, so.
Well, I mean, Jacob, on this one, you're just wrong, buddy. I hate to tell you, but the Pappies are killer. I don't care what you say.
It's going to be an unpopular take, but it's just the high wheat mashes for me. Just give me that. It gives me a sour beer taste to it.
I will say that the 20 is not my favorite. The 15 and then the old Rip 10 are my favorite from the Pappy line.
I've never had a Pappy, so I'm just going to stay out of this conversation.
I had a whole lineup from 10 all the way to the 23, and
I always heard that the 15 was the sweet spot.
I could say that was the best one out of all of them was the 12 that I picked, but I didn't like any of them.
I always heard that the 15 was the best one, but I've never tried it. So
that's interesting that the 12 was your favorite. That's my least favorite.
Yeah, I mean that's just
because it's like water.
It was the least offensive I could say.
Well, yeah, because it's so freaking watery. Yeah, there's nothing there. I have not, Jigs. I didn't know the High West was doing a single malt.
I don't like their single malt, and it's kind of a lower proof single malt. I think it's like 86%, 86 proof.
Okay, I know one thing. I do not like Yellowstone.
It's kind of pricey for what it is too, because around here they're going for about 140 for their single malts, and they're 86 proof.
140. That's
140 here, anyways. So we're a little bit different.
I feel like it's going to be a while before I try it. Then, not in a hurry at that price. I mean, it would have to, even if I tried and I liked it, it'd have to be really outstanding for me to buy one at 140.
Yeah, I definitely, my opinion, I definitely don't think it's great for that, for what it is. But the campfires is more,
so JG,
a lot better for me. For $70, that one is definitely worth
it. Really? Yeah, I mean, I love the Port Charlotte.
Yep.
I don't like it as much as the Ardbeg, basically almost all of the Ardbeg line. But I mean, Ardbeg is just my thing. I love Ardbeg. Basically everything they do. But that said, I think, where would I rank Port Charlotte like as a line? I'd probably be Ardbeg first, Lagavulin second for the most part, and then Port Charlotte's probably third for me. So something like that.
John, have you had the Belican from Edward Hour?
No, not yet. I just had the standard Edward Hour.
Okay. Theirs are supposed to come in like at Ardbeg levels, about that 50 ppm.
Okay.
But I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, I've heard people raving about it.
Insane drops on their stuff, like some 17-year finishes, and some. They have an 18-year as well, and I think their 18 years a cast strength.
Okay.
Why do I not see J-Max? I can see people cheersing J-Max. I don't see J-Max's comment in chat. I see corn and whiskey.
He was at corn and whiskey, but
oh, okay.
He's under corn and whiskey.
Yeah,
I got you.
That's
there you go.
His handle.
Fair enough. I found him. It took me a second there. I had to like see again. That's my least favorite. It's kind of like I have the same issues with Lot B that I do with Eagle Rare or any of the other 90. I have to say it again. 90 proof sucks ass. Yeah, stop doing it.
Shirt. That's
yeah. No, especially Buffalo Trace at 90 proof just doesn't work. Like anything they do at 90 proof, just I don't like it. It's watery, it's thin, there's no finish at all. It's uninteresting to me. Yeah, so I like the 15 better, Roscoe, but I mean they're really close. The Van Winkle 10 is a great. I mean, it's way too much right now, but that's a great weeder. It's one of my favorites I've ever had as far as weeders go, but it's just, I mean, the prices are just stupid. So, but if you can get it at retail, it's fantastic. Good luck with that. Yeah. I mixed bourbon and or JD all during my youth. I didn't start sipping whiskey until my first scotch.
Yeah, I would probably say the same.
Yeah, I can't say the same. Like I said, I started drinking 101 at a very young age and immediately loved it.
I used to mix a lot of Jim Beam and ginger ale, but then I just started drinking Jim out of the bottle. So,
I mean, that's in fairness, Jacob. I drank it straight out of the bottle for many years. I didn't even own a whiskey glass for most of my life.
Yeah, I didn't own whiskey glasses until the last few years, man.
I didn't know there was a bougie version of drinking whiskey. I was just
I didn't. I actually didn't know either. I mean, there was rocks glasses, right? And then
Steve Lee Ross once said he's like,
if I did drink it out of a glass, most of the time it was out of the mini mason jars is what I used to pour my stuff into.
I mean, like I used to have dozens of pictures of me with a Black and Mild in my mouth and a fifth of 101 in my hand, because that was my life for way too damn long.
I wasn't on the Black and Milds. I was on the Swisher Sweets. So it was Swisher Sweets and Jim Beam White Label.
There you go.
Yeah, as David Lee Roth once said, he's like, after all these years of drinking, I still don't need glasses. I can drink right out of the bottle.
That's it. You know what's funny though is that now, like, I mean, I do it for Mike's sake, but I hate chugging whiskey now.
I don't either. I
do that on Livewire, and that's about it.
Yeah, like this is the right way to enjoy whiskey. I mean, because I want to taste it. Like when you chug it, you don't really taste it. So I like smelling it. I like everything about whiskey. It's just it's amazing.
Yeah, I that's one thing I was talking to my cousin about yesterday, because he's getting new into real whiskey drinking like I am now, and I was telling him I said I wish I would have had somebody when I was younger teach me how to drink whiskey the right way.
Oh, hot damn, Jigs.
You know, instead of just slamming stuff and just drinking the cheap stuff, to actually enjoy it, you know, actually appreciate what the people are doing out there for it.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like I probably taxed my liver way too much too early in life.
I think most of us are at that level, though. We found the appreciation along the way.
Yeah, I mean, because I didn't drink whiskey responsibly, and even today, I'm not sure that I drink it responsibly. But
you just enjoy it a little more.
Yeah, certainly way more responsibly than I used to. I know that.
I know it's the same for me. Jeez.
I mean, I was going through a bottle of 101 every 2 or 3 days back in the day, and a lot of other things that we won't get into right now. But yeah, I was drinking way too much. Anyway, Jakes, you don't have to send me a whole bottle, man. Just send me a little sample. Like, 'cause I mean, like if I don't like it, I don't want to like. I hate for you to send a whole bottle, man. That's all I'm saying. You've already sent me a lot of stuff, and I appreciate that. I mean, if a bottle shows up, I won't be mad, but I'm just saying you don't have to. But I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I have only had the 20, Pappy. We'll drink it every day after I find and overturn. There you go. Exactly.
That's funny.
That's about how.
Just so everyone knows, it's a weeder thing for me. It's not that I'm trying to trash Pappy. It's I find real sourness in all the weeders. That includes Weller, Larceny. That includes it's mostly all the weeders. That's why it was a big thing for me to get the 1792 sweet wheat. I was actually very stagnant on opening that bottle today. I didn't want to open it, but somebody convinced me I should. I opened it. It was the least offensive weeder that I've had. It was decent. It's a high corn wheat, so.
I love this series of comments here. Ardbeg is the shiznit. Andrew follows it up. I find it difficult to get past the tire fire note in Ardbeg. I mean, both things can be true, I suppose. Now, I think Ardbeg has the most barbecue-like smoke of all of the peated scotches, at least that I've had.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Sean, you got to try some Kilholmans. It's on another level, man. You know what? I should probably send you a flight sample of Kilholmans, so you can try the different finishes. They all make a difference, but that Kilholman peat is way different than the other.
It's a really cleaner tasting peat than.
Yeah.
Well, so I've had 2 different Kilholmans. I can't remember which they were, but. I don't know that I prefer. I know what you mean by cleaner from memory. I don't know that I prefer that. I kind of like what the Lagavulins and the Ardbegs have going on. I like that.
Ardbeg and Lagavulin are definitely pretty good. I like Ardbeg way above Lagavulin, even some of their castring stuff. But the Oogie is one of my favorite peated whiskeys. But Kilholman is a different level for me.
There you go.
But
so
I get what you mean. That
we talk Kilholman and Moose shows up. Go figure.
There you go.
Oh, is he
We,
there
we,
now?
we
He loves
definitely
Kilhoman
said it
just like
3
I did.
times. Yeah.
I think Kilhoman's my favorite Pete.
Yeah, Kilhoman's my definitely.
Isn't a bottle of glass technically? I think you're right, JG.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. If it is the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Jake, for the longest time, I think Saneg was one of my favorite daily pours.
Oh yeah, that one.
Because I love a sherry finish. It's
That one's pretty good.
I
But
just
that
realized
SCR was
we're pushing into Mash and Metal timeline here, and I'm let me run through
Hey,
chat
what's
here.
up, man?
Yeah, so I was never
Shane's here. Damn.
I was never a shots guy, Woods. I just drank from the bottle like an idiot. Yeah, actually, shots I always thought was a waste of time. I was like, no, I'm just going to drink from the bottle until I can't do that anymore, and then I'm going to go lay down. I have too many of them. I got close to $27. Figured you could. Oh, okay. Hey. Awesome,
Woods,
man.
with your comment, I didn't care for Pete until I tried Oogie, and then it just like kicked the door open. There's something magical about Oogie.
Here's Alex.
GG. Kilhoman. cheers to you, Moose. What's up, Alex? Appreciate you, brother.
It's like saying Beetlejuice, just say Kilhoman.
I was going to say
Kilhoman
Kilhoman 3 times, and Alex shows up.
Yeah.
And story time. Look at it.
What's up, Shane?
Story time sent me. Yeah, I figured that's what would happen. And here's the thing, folks. You got here just in time. T-minus whenever
Story
it feels
time. That's awesome.
right. Yeah, so actually, if whoever could drop the link to Mash and Metal one more time, then we'll wrap up here and head over there. But yeah, so tonight, for those of you that missed it earlier, we are doing all things Jimi Hendrix because this was the anniversary of his death here this week. It's been 53 years since we lost Jimmy, man. Yeah. Love that man. Wearing him. He's on my shirt right now. Yeah. I have more Jimi Hendrix shirts than any other kind of shirt ever. I probably have, I don't know, 2 dozen.
Oh, Greg, that sounds really good.
There's a poster right there. Hendrix, man. Here we go. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Do you know this guy?
I do know this guy.
Oh, my God. This guy right here.
What's up, guys?
Cheers.
So
I go to Mash and Metal, but guess what? No one was fucking there.
Not yet. Not yet. That's true. That's a good point.
It started 3 minutes ago. Nobody's there. That motherfucker.
Yeah. I don't know who the asshole is that runs that channel, but we need to talk to him.
Yeah, we need to go over there and confront him.
Yeah. Hey, Mash and Metal, get your shit together. All right. Anyway,
that guy, drop him an email. Tell him how much he sucks.
But speaking of, though, that's a great transition. Let's head over to Mash and Metal, shall we, folks? No, thank you, Shane, for bringing everybody over here.
We need to talk about transitioning here. So
that's right. Yeah. Also, though, real quick before we end, I got to ask you, how did Shane convince you to come to his house? That's a scary proposition.
Oh,
how did you?
Cookies, my friend. Cookies.
Yeah.
He had a van and he pulled up and said, "Hey,
I have cocaine-laced cookies. You want in this van?"
The only way he could convince me is by old dragon bones. Other than that, I don't know.
Hey,
No.
listen, man.
No, I joke. Shane's a great guy. And also, look at that bar behind him.
that's what I'm saying." I was like,
No.
oh, yeah, I think I can
No,
come over.
cheers, fellas. Thank you, Shane, honestly, for sending people over here. But now we're going to send people over there. So,
all to go to Mash and Metal, but guess what? I look like a dickhead because nobody's over at Mash and Metal.
there you go. What can you do?
So thanks for making me look like a jackass.
Hey, so folks, I'm going to send you over to another great channel. The guy over there is kind of an asshole, but go check out Mash and Metal. We'll see you
all right,
guys.
I'll see you guys over there.
All right, cheers. We love y'all. Oh, wait a second. Shit. You know what? Patrons, we'll do the Patreon giveaway over on Mash and Metal. Just follow me over there. Goddamn, I'm just not doing well tonight. Okay. Anyway, we'll see you guys over there. Cheers, everybody.
at home. Do not attempt this at home.
Yeah, exactly. Was there a Patreon giveaway? There was not, William. We're going to do that immediately as soon as we get over there. That's my bad. I'm an asshole again. All right. We'll see y'all on Mesh and Metal, and we'll do the Patreon giveaway. All right.